Okay, guys, we are live. So, for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on with session 2 of our ongoing campaign playing Cubicle 7's Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. This is the 4th edition of this role-playing game. If you are curious and with me tonight are the stars of our Warhammer campaign. I'll just go the order from left to right. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? So we'll start off with Greg. I saw you.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm playing Gerhardt, the Zealot Flagellant.
Nice. And next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Werner. He is a river warden, and that's about all I know about his character at this point. And tonight, we're going to be having some Jefferson's Reserve on ice.
Very nice. And last but not least is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing Harry, the protagonist, who's really a warrior, not to be confused with protagonist of my own story. And tonight I will be enjoying this handful of halls because I don't want to cough in everybody's ear.
All right. Geez, like the plague of Nurgle's been going around to everybody. Everyone's had a turn at being sick so far. But let's just jump right into things. So our session opens, and we can do sort of a catch your breath once we find out what happens with this horrible situation. Let me just grab what's a really horrible looking thing I can use for this. What is a terrible? Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Jellyfish?
A little too horrific. Where am I here? I feel like someone, instead of fucking around before we went live, probably could have been uploading this, hey? Okay, so what we'll do... Oh, yeah, that'll work. Boom. Not quite that big.
That is a very large spider.
Yeah, yes, it is. So what our scene opens on is a dark and stormy night. There is pounding rain that is just, pouring down, almost completely obscuring this tiny roadside inn that is, or coach house, I suppose, that sits shrouded by this thick and impenetrable primordial forest. This tiny little structure has a wall that surrounds it that looks small by comparison to the sprawling blackness of the forest around it. The flash of lightning that crashes or that dances across the sky, I should say, it briefly illuminates the scene so we can see that there is this particular structure sits nestled at this kind of right at the center of this curve on this massive, wide, and at this point, unruly river. The black waters peaking as they're being tossed around by these incredibly strong winds. And on top of one of the 3 structures in this coach house, we can see there is one man who stands near this kind of cavernous opening that leads down inside. He stands on the roof, which is it's made of wooden shingles set across the roof. He has placed his foot against one of the against the basically the edge of the trap door that leads down inside this. But in his hands, he has a pretty impressive and brutal looking flail. And there's a look of determination on this man's face, because on the far side of the apex of the roof, there is something coming towards him. And what's coming towards him, in the flashing light, seems at times man and at times oversized arachnid. because this small, slight form of a man. I've been trying to think of who would play this this character in the film version of our campaign, and I actually think that it would be like a young Don Knotts, that kind of like gawky and hunched over kind of, you know, small boned figure who would look innocuous. Only this particular form, when you see the light flash, there's two things about him that really set you ill at ease. One is the fact that the blood, there's blood dripping down from his face that does not seem to be coming from any source. And you may recall that you found the half-chewed remains of a man, or a boy, to be honest, down in the stable below you, Gerhardt. And the other thing that you find disturbing about this man are the two pairs of long, twisting, arachnid limbs that are keeping him secured to this roof and seem to be making him move in this weird, shifting kind of like turkey-jerky kind of motion, as if he's being half propelled by his own legs and then half propelled by these disgusting things sticking out of his back. What is clear about whatever this thing is that it means you ill. So, down below, of course, Harry and Werner are completely unaware of what is about to transpire. But let's look at your initiative. So, as a refresher, we don't roll initiative in, Warhammer 4th. Why don't we start off here first? Greg, why don't you give us a quick description of what Gerhardt looks like? Who is this man we see standing against this horror, this aberration of nature?
Well, I'm a rugged 18-year-old, very well muscled, dressed in nothing more than like a burlap sackcloth, welding a large two-handed flail.
Nice.
I mean, I'm drenched to the bone, and there's like water running down my face. But you're correct in that I have a determination about me. Nothing could be worse than the doom that is about to become the kingdom, the empire.
Of course, doom comes. All right. So, looking at the respective initiatives, this thing's got an initiative of 30. What's your initiative?
My initiative is 30, I believe.
Is it 30 as well? Okay, so then I think we compare
agility.
Agility, yeah.
My agility is 33.
It's 33. You have a higher agility, which means you will be acting first. Now, I'm just going to see, there is no initiative button on the character sheets. Is that right?
The eye. Oh, yeah, maybe. Let me just see.
Yeah, I'm looking through here. I don't see it. So maybe what I'll do. Is there one? Let's see here.
Yeah, the I button.
Okay, so that makes you roll. What I'm wondering though is if it adds to the tracker, because check this out. Boom. We'll go to the initiative. Oopsies, wrong button. The initiative tracker here. Oof. Gerhardt, and I'll give this thing add turn. Can you guys see the turn order now?
Yep.
So I'm going to put these in. That'll just be a way of tracking turns. It'll be an easy way to see that. You can move the turn order tracker as well too if you find it in a it's in an awkward position. All right, so Gerhardt, you have the action first as this young, kind of gawky thing is just moving its way towards you. What do you want to do?
Well, so I'm assuming combat begins when he's in range.
Yes, I mean, like he's within. If what you want to do is just hold an action, I believe you can do that. There's no penalty to that. The only upside that you get from charging into combat is you automatically get one advantage.
Right. I don't think I'm going to try to charge on this slippery tiled roof. So, the moment that he's in range, I strike out at him with because I believe my weapon has reach.
Does it?
I believe so. Let me look here.
It's got a couple.
No, it has wrap, distract, and wrap.
And rap. Okay, what does rap do? That's cool.
Let me look.
It can release an album, or
That's right. It's OG.
Dope lyrics, baby.
That's a terrible fucking joke. Rap weapons typically have long weapons with long chains with weights at the end, making it very difficult to parry them effectively. Melee tests opposing an attack from a rap weapon suffer -1 success level, as parried rap strikes strike over the bottom of shields. That's badass.
Well, good.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. So this thing seems to be coming in only with the it's sort of like blood covered or gore covered hands exposed, and it's it's not using these legs as a weapon. Wait, does it have? No, it does have a vicious little knife in its hand. So you wait till it's within range, and then go ahead.
Lash out with my massive flail.
Okay, let me make my. So I actually rolled pretty fucking well. I got success level 3.
Okay. So you said I have advantage 1, or he?
He doesn't. He because you. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. You know what? Let's do this. To resolve, because he might have advantage if he goes first on the charge. But what I'm gonna do is just have you guys make a contested agility roll first. Let's see who goes fastest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fastest in the reaction. He failed by 3, so he's got -3 on his success level. -3, which means you guys go to this agility, which means you have a higher agility than him. So it's so fucking close, but you're just a split second faster than him. You can go ahead and make your attack roll before him. He does not have advantage.
Ba-boom.
We go. Whoa, man. Holy shit. So that is success level 4. Awesome. So yeah, it seems like he's about to be on top of you, but you sweep this thing up and boom, boom, boom. Is it, do you first see this flail being like one massive head on the end of a chain, or is it 3? Okay.
I'm guessing it's just a big wooden staff with like heavy links of chain in a single ball.
Amazing. Okay, so that is wham! Hammers him. And he, you have 1 advantage now.
Okay.
Wow.
Awesome.
All right. So then it is his turn. Because he's been struck, or if he's lost, I'm not going to allow him to get advantage on his attack. And he's just going to try and stab at you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make another check. I actually failed. And you should have advantage on that as well.
Which is 10, right?
Yeah, plus 10. And 46 success. Nice. Okay, so then you now have advantage 2.
Okay.
So this thing tries to get in. He tries to get get a strike off on you, and you sort of lean forward and bang, hit him with the full force of your body, which kind of gets him back a little bit on his spidery legs, and you can't get a good slash off on you. The rain is pounding down on both of you at this point as well, too. And he just screams something out that is lost to the rolling peal of thunder that goes, that basically deafens all of you. Now, Gerhardt. Actually, let's do this. Let's, first off, did Gerhardt call out anything or say anything as he hit this thing?
Well, I'll let out like a war cry.
Sigmar! Okay, so what I'll do then is Werner and Harry, would you guys both give me so it's gonna be perception tests, but I think that I'm gonna give you -10 to it because of the Gerhardt definitely has a healthy pair of lungs on him, and you know what happens when he screams out Sigmar's name. But or at least in that tone. But the sound of the thunderstorm and whatever else is potentially going to be drowning it out. Okay, so Harry didn't hear anything. What about Werner? Werner. Okay, so Werner, you've heard something. I'm going to add you to the initiative tracker. What is your initiative?
Is it INT or is it I?
It is.
I
27 then.
27. Okay. All right. Okay. So Werner, you hear the sound of that, and then you hear the screech, I guess, of this thing when it was hit with that massive flail of Gerhardt's. Okay. So what do you do in reaction to that, if anything?
Let's see where I am right now in relation.
You're sort of right near those doors. Remember last time those horses went racing out of there, and they're still in the courtyard right near you as well, too, kind of pacing.
I'm still by Harry as well, like pretty close. I'll say, Harry, something's happening on the roof.
Okay.
I'll head into the barn or whatever then, right?
Yeah, into the stable.
Yeah.
And then right near where Gerhardt is, that's where that ladder is leading up. Harry, what is your initiative?
I
I think you're the highest, if I remember from last time.
Yeah, I believe my initiative is 35.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that works then. So what I'm going to do is let you have a turn. What do you want to do? And then we'll go... Oh, I got these in the wrong order.
Well, I can't hear what's going on.
Well, you heard Werner say something. So basically you get to react
and
to
run off, so I could follow Werner.
Okay.
So
go ahead and move yourself into the... Yep, perfect. Gerhardt, your turn. This thing is engaged with you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to strike it again with my flail.
Nice, and you're rocking 2 advantage right now.
Right. So,
okay.
So the -1 success level, do you take that off of your roll? Or do I
yeah, I take it off. Once if I succeed, it goes down by 1. I actually completely fucking failed. So I got -2 success level. Nice. However, your strike did go, completely on target. Let's see here. You rolled, so I think, so the hit location is reverse of your attack roll, which is 35. Hits the right arm.
Shows it. Yeah.
Yep.
Does it not show it in the box?
Oh, it did. Yeah, of course. All right. Then what I also need you to do is give me a percentile check for your critical hit.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I can't wait for the DM screen to come out for this.
Is there an option for percentage? No. So it's just... Is it just exclamation D100?
Yeah, it's / roll D100. Okay. And 88. So arm critical. Whoa! Cleft Hand. So this thing's hand splays open from the blow, losing 1 finger. Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that to the...
screams out as you shatter its the bottom of the end of its arm, and it collapses down.
I swear we did the same thing to one of those guys last time.
Yeah.
That was the zombie in Pathfinder.
No, the bullman that we were the beastman that we were fighting last week lost a finger and lost another one the next round, and that's bleeding out. Well,
if it's anything, there's a game called GURPS that has a hit roll table as well, to a hit location, critical hit location. Because mathematically, you are more likely to hit them in your target in the groin than pretty much anything else.
Nice.
So it was constantly groin hit, which...
Well, whereas I think in combat, getting hit in the hand would be extremely likely because you're wielding a weapon and you're trying to use it against your opponent. So
yeah.
You try to swing your flail at him and he tries to block it with his knife and you win. Well...
So this thing is on the ground now. He has the prone condition, and I don't think
he done 16 damage to him.
Yeah, you've done 16 damage in total. So this is it's on the ground, cradling its busted wing. Now I'm gonna check here. I don't think. If you lose all your wounds, it just says that you... Let's see here. If you take enough damage that you'll be taken to negative wounds, you suffer critical hit. If you suffer negative wounds fewer than your toughness bonus, you subtract 20. Huh. Okay, so I'm just reading on page 172. If you're prone and you can't... If you're not healed within a number of rounds equal to your toughness bonus, you pass out, gaining the unconscious condition. If you have not taken negative wounds equal to your toughness bonus, then you subtract 20 from the critical table result. So I guess the first couple of criticals you take after hitting 0 is actually not quite as severe. So that would have been... Oh, it still would have been the 4... Wow, 4 bleeding conditions is what you would have. Damaged artery is what the minus 20 result would have been. I think what happens is the end of your flail, like, are there spikes on it? Or is
yeah.
Okay, yeah. You pull this thing out, and there's like this gout of blood that falls out of this thing's chest, or you hit the arm. So you've hit, no doubt, like the what do you call it? The what is it? The whatever the vein is in your arm, and it's just spouting out. Is it the vein or is it the arteries? The artery is the problem, right? That's the one that's got. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is just gouting blood out of its arm, and it hits the ground. You can sort of tell at a glance, like within seconds, this thing's going to bleed out to death. It's such a massive wound. Okay, so then that was your action. On its action, it will whimper and bleed. Werner, what are you doing?
Heading up the ladder.
Okay, so you're going up the ladder, and you hear once again, as you're sort of making your way up, there's the crash of thunder, and then you hear over that, Sigmar! And I think you could probably make it to the top, so you can sort of see what's happening, and you can see Gerhardt is standing there, over the fallen, this fallen thing.
Yeah.
And okay, so you know what? I actually need you to make a check for me. Now that you guys can have a clear view of this, where is it? I should check between now and next session if there is a cheat sheet that someone's put together with all the different conditions and monster abilities and stuff like that. Because that would be helpful.
I think probably is it a willpower check?
What I'm looking for is corruption. There's a corruption check, and I think it's a cool check.
Right.
Yeah, because you can. The cool skill could give you a bonus, but otherwise, isn't cool linked to willpower anyway?
Cool is on 121.
121, okay.
And corruption is 182.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Okay.
You need us to make a cool check?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
So both of you guys need to make a challenging, so no modifier, cool check for me, please. Oh, Werner, this was upsetting for you.
I only have a 30% chance of making that, so.
Yeah, and it's sort of intended, I think, for you to, like, the consequences are not super bad, so it's kind of intended for you to get to fail these things, I think.
Right. No, I know. I'm just telling the.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys do have, so your fortune, I believe, has refreshed because it's a new session. But
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah. I think fortune is the one that refreshes.
Oh, I think I'm going to use a point to reroll.
Oh. So you could reroll. Yeah, spend a point of fortune to reroll a failed test. Yeah, fumbling. Oh, you know what? But why is it a fumble? 96. I thought it's doubles is what the fumble is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why did it say that was a fumbling failure? Because it's not like the top range, not like the 96 to 100 is the fumble. It's doubles, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. Criticals are doubles. Fumbles
Yeah, so just ignore that. You go ahead and make your reroll.
Okay.
You can do that as well, Werner. To let you guys know, the consequence of it is that you will gain a point of corruption.
I love corruption.
You love corruption, yeah. Okay, Gerhardt, give us a second check.
Oh, even worse.
Wow. I didn't even think you could do worse. That's
You really wanted to.
Oh, yes.
So what is it that's I mean, what are you, for Werner, I mean, I imagine it's just a visceral reaction to this, seeing something so clearly touched by chaos. But what is it that troubles Gerhardt so much about this?
Oh, just the mutation, I guess. The aberration.
Yeah.
Of chaos.
Okay. So yeah, Harry, what are you doing?
Harry's hearing them go, yeah, ooh, and he's just going to stay down and watch for other trouble.
Okay.
Not that he's chicken, but, sounds like things are well taken care of upstairs.
Yeah. So the Gerhardt, I guess it would be your turn next.
Is there something on the sheet that tracks corruption?
There probably is. I don't know that for certain, but let's see.
No.
Oh yeah, shoot. That's right. I have to mark that. Corruption. Yes. Injuries, afflictions, psychology, and mutations. It's just above the trappings.
Oh yes. Yeah.
You have a current corruption and a maximum corruption. What happens if you reach maximum corruption, Kevin?
I believe you win.
Perfect. I'm
by win, I mean
quarter of the way there.
Dissolution of body and mind. That is what it says.
Yeah, I think if your corruption.
So that's like being like
your
a
toughness
monk
bonus,
ascending, right?
Let's see here.
Or willpower bonus.
Should you ever gain more corruption than your willpower bonus plus your toughness bonus, you immediately make a challenging endurance test. If you passed, you manage to hold off corruption for now. If you fail, then either your body or mind is about to mutate.
That's awesome.
Oh, no way. So I get a mutation? I can have a spider body?
Right, but mutations in the world of Warhammer are unfortunately, it's not like, oh, cool new power. It's, okay, well, my character is very much closer to giving their body and soul over to the chaos gods. And
being hunted by me.
Yeah. Hunted by you, I think that's if it gets far, out of reach of Gerhardt's flail. Because Sigmar is the god that he follows is a devout enemy of chaos.
Yes.
Okay, so so you guys have some corruption. My goodness. Now, Gerhardt, what are you doing apart from I guess saying a prayer maybe or of some kind?
Well, I'm going to assure that it departs the realm.
Nice. Bam!
A short prayer to Sigmar and then just drop the bomb on his head. Nice.
So yeah, you don't even have to roll for that. You hear this sickening, Harry, you're below, and you hear this sickening thump, and some of the rafters, or not the rafters, but like the roof itself kind of like cracks in, and a little bit of water begins seeping through. At least you hope it's water.
I'm not going to drink any, don't worry.
No. So then you pull your flail back. This thing is quite dead. We can drop out of initiative order now, guys. What the heck do you make of this?
Well, I think we're going to push it over the edge of the roof into the courtyard.
Okay.
So that we can inspect it without having to stand on top of the roof in the rain.
Sure. So you cautiously... What is your strength is quite high, Gerhardt, isn't it?
It's 34. 35.
34. So that's, good enough, higher than average, I think. So you grab this thing and drag it across the roof, and then kick it off with the with your foot for the last little bit, and it lands with a sickening thump, a wet sound, which Harry, I guess you kind of hear, poof, and you look over. When you see it, would you kindly give me a cool check?
Thanks for not sparing me, guys.
At least it didn't land on you.
Yeah, well, that's good. Just cool straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, colossal failure.
Uh-oh.
Well, at least we're getting the good dice rolls out of the way early.
Christ. So
96
Harry,
percentile.
you likewise gain 1 point of corruption.
Yeah.
All right. So this just is so wrong to you. Now there was, I think it was Werner. Werner, you were the one who knew the owner of this coach inn, right?
Yes.
Do you remember what the name was?
Did I write it down? No, I don't remember that. My memory is not that good, Kev.
No. It's mine. My notes, unfortunately, were garbage from last time, so I don't know where the heck it was. Give me 1 sec here. I do remember that we gave a name to the guy. I just do not remember what the actual name was. Let's call him Moritz. So you have passed by this this area before, and so you know who the owner of this place is. This place otherwise was, excuse me, the Hooded Man is the name of the roadside tavern or roadside inn. Like this is a you know, like many other places, you know, it's a perfectly fine place to stay. It's served. You know, people who are traveling up and down the river are you know, are the patrons that this guy relies on. Plus, he has the added benefit of having that what do you call it? The ferry that goes across. So now let's do a bit of a recap from last time. What do you guys remember? You know, this has been a traumatic evening for our heroes here. So last, you were traveling along the river. Where you guys are headed is a place called Ubersreek. And Ubersreek, let's go to the map here for a sec. We'll just situate where we are. Okay, so this is... oh, there's our guys. Let's move our heroes out of the way for a moment here. All right, so we are in the central part of the Reichland here. And I'm actually going to load the version or the map from the 4th edition between now and next session, because it's actually a really great looking map. And I am not seeing Ubersreek on here, which is weird. See Altdorf. It actually may not be on here. Awesome. So Ubersreek is, let's see here, south of Altdorf. So it would be around here. Where am I going to ping? It's around here, guys. This is where you're heading. So you're traveling down. The you know, this map is quite beautiful, but it is a bitch trying to make out any names on anything apart from the cities.
Yeah.
Whatever this river is called.
Was the one we were on.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for you two, you had me as your boat driver and it didn't go so well.
Where's Auersvold? Yes, and it didn't go terribly well. So what else do you guys recall about the last? This is the pretty cool illustration of a...
Did we fight 2 beastmen, like almost goatmen or something?
Yeah.
There was some kind of animalistic feature to them. They were twisted by the corruption.
Yes. When you guys were trying to... I don't remember why you... I think it was a failed roll that you guys thought it was a good idea to go out hunting in the dark or something like that.
No,
Yeah,
we heard some
there were
sounds.
dwarves in the forest.
Right. Right.
We were going to go find the dwarves so that they could take us to some sort of hostel.
Yeah.
And we ran into these like slightly uglier dwarves, I guess. Taller, uglier with horns and hooves. And...
Okay. And then you guys you guys defeated 2 of those things. You heard that there was more in the forest, and I think that I think it was Harry that knew that these things hunted in packs. And you guys decided to try and like lose them as you made your way back to your craft. You made your way to the riverbank, and you saw further up ahead there was the light of this coach inn. You guys made your way there, and what do you remember finding when you reached the hooded man?
Well, wasn't there like blood in the boathouse?
Yeah.
Door was smashed in.
Yeah.
And
the horse was going crazy.
Yep.
And then we found the kid's body.
Yeah.
And then I think we ended up on the roof.
One of the doors to the wall as well was open, which was unusual for your experience, Werner. The place. I mean, it's no point leaving the doors unlocked, or even worse, ajar in the evening with the things that lurk in the forests of the old world. So that was even, there has been nothing but further compounded signs that things are definitely not right. But here's the unusual thing: is that in the main house there, the main building, the lights are on. That's what you saw from the distance. And now that there's the silence and just the sound of the rain, pouring down, puddles filling up with water in the mud-filled kind of common area, you can hear the sound of merriment coming from the main room.
But weren't the horses spooked in the stables, and we let them out, and they're running around in the grounds now?
That's right. Yeah.
Horses were spooked. Some creepy, crawly creature up top. 2 of you are injured.
Yeah, I'm quite injured.
So to give you guys a sense of how big this whole structure is here. There you go. All right. So, Gerhardt and Werner, you guys all head down from the roof, I guess, and meet up with Harry, and you can see this thing, or what broken, meat and bone is left of this thing now that Gerhardt has had his way with it.
Do either of you have any skill in mending your wounds or bandaging?
I don't think you took any new wounds.
Are they not hurt from last time?
They are.
I'm down 6 hits from last time.
Yeah, but you would have had to bind them, and I don't think either you guys were not able to do that, or...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're sort of stuck with the injuries that you sustained. Fortunately, no one has any critical hits just yet.
Yeah, just checking. I don't have that skill, so...
No.
Well, why would they be partying in the house while the horses are going crazy and there's devil spiders on the roof?
The fear I have is that corruption has reached inside the house as well.
Well, shall we just go in the kitchen and check?
I guess so. We should be prepared for anything, though.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm the least injured. I'll go first.
Okay.
All right.
So you make your way over to the door, and like a lot of these, houses or structures built in the wilderness, they're built with the idea of a series of protections. So the door you see here is not like the kind of exterior door you would see in. I mean, to be honest, even in the cities, you would have very thick, secure doors, and that's what you see here too. It's something built of a thick planks of oak, and you just walk up and grab the handle and turn it, trying to open it.
Sure.
I like your boldness.
Why not?
So you do. You try and turn it. It is locked.
Well,
bang on the door.
Smack the door in.
Sorry, are you trying to knock on the door, or are you trying to break the door down?
I would just start with a knock.
Yes. Well, it wouldn't be much of an entrance if everything was fine and we smashed their door in. No, you
Right,
can't
they were just
stay.
partying so hard they didn't hear the chaos.
Knock, 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 knock.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and there's a pause, and you're waiting. And then you suddenly notice that whatever noise was going on in the bar room seems to have stopped.
Entirely?
Entirely.
Well, you'd think it would carry on after they realize there's someone at the door.
We are at the kitchen door.
So I'm going to move around to the side so that I can see the front entrance.
Okay. So you're keeping an eye on the front entrance. Werner, what are you doing?
I will be with Harry, waiting at the door where he's knocked.
Okay. So the rain is still pouring down. I mean, you guys have been soaking wet for hours now. But you wait and wait. And then you hear a click at the door. And the door opens just a crack. And what you see in the door is an enormous man. Not muscular. A man that is extremely overweight. He has, his jowls sort of billow out across his shoulders. He's almost, like an egg-shaped man. And he's got a smock on that he's shaking, and he looks at you and kind of says, "What are you doing here?"
Is he the man that I know?
He is not.
I look to Werner. I'm like, we're looking for a place to stay.
Go. Is it just the two of you?
There's a third, a friend of ours. Should we go around the front?
Where is he?
Just around over here.
Go around to the main entrance. And he closes the door in a hurried way, and you hear a chunk as it locks. What do you guys do?
So does this dude look like a butcher?
Well, you were watching the front door, so I don't think
You
you were.
didn't see him.
Yeah,
Rather large
you
fellow.
would be able to see.
Rather large fellow in the kitchen. It says we go around the front.
Okay, I just go around the front and open the door.
Okay. Well, the door, you try it, and it's actually locked. And Werner, by the time you get over there, there's a bit of a more delay. Still no noise from inside.
Can we
Look
see
at the windows?
through those windows? Yeah.
The curtains are all drawn.
Okay.
It's extremely strange.
Then you hear a chunk, and the door opens, and it's that the big guy who is, he's wearing a long smock, and he's still kind of like wringing the smock in his hand. He's like, get in.
Okay.
And he looks at all, as you guys are walking in, you can see all, he's looking at all three of you. And would you each give me a perception check, please? Just that challenging. I just want to see what results you guys got.
Perception.
That'll tell sort of how much you guys are picking up as you're making your way in. Whoa, Harry, holy smokes. Werner and Gerhard.
I just want to eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah, really. You're just, you're looking in like, no mutants in here. All right, we're fine.
That's right.
So you make your way in, and this really heavy guy is, is still checking that smock. You rolled quite well, Harry. So you can just tell as you're going in, the smock seems to be. It seems like it's something that would have been made for a much smaller man, just from where it hangs, or perhaps for a woman, or a child, a teenager or something, because it's clearly almost comically small on this enormous man. So all three of you guys walk in, and he looks quite concerned as you're making your way into the bar room. And let me just reveal what the bar area looks like here.
What was the name of? Did we decide on the name of the guy that I knew?
Maurice.
Maurice?
Moritz. Here, I'll
Maurice.
Moritz. Yeah.
Moritz. So I'll ask him, Kev. I'll say, so where's Moritz? This is his place.
Okay, so at first, and you pick up on this as well, Harry. He asks about where's Moritz, and he has a look on his face like it doesn't register whatsoever. And then he says, he followed up immediately with it's his place. And then the man kind of fumbles out, well, this is, I purchased it from him. I am the owner. I'm Otto.
Oh.
In this room, guys, you can actually see one other, there's one other person sitting in here.
Kev, sorry, how long ago would I have last been here when it would have been Maritz's place?
A matter of months.
Okay, a few months. So it's possible he sold it.
It's possible he sold it, yeah. And you can see that, so the bar room that doesn't have like the tables and whatnot in there too, but you can picture the place being full of those tables. All of them are empty, apart from one that is nearest the hearth, which is I think right over here near the far edge there. And it's a guy. Harry, you're the only one who kind of, maybe you're used to sort of studying the room as you go in. But there's a guy who seems to be wearing a road warden's uniform, kind of the equivalent of Werner's job, but on the byways, the highways, I should say, of the Empire are patrolled by these guys, kind of like the old Empire equivalent of highway patrol. So there's a road warden sitting near there who seems to be not, he's looking at you guys curiously, but not studying anything. And as this heavy guy is kind of fumbling out his answer as well, you then hear from over here, this is where, so I didn't quite reveal this, there's where there's a door leading into the kitchen, that door opens and you hear a thwump. And you look over, and there's this tall young man with ridiculously bulbous eyes. If you think of like, I can't remember what the actor's name is, but the guy who plays Gareth from The Office, he's in the Pirates of the Caribbean films as well. He's kind of, a hunched
guy with the eyeball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So he's got these bug eyes, and he's kind of looking at you guys, and he's moving this mop back and forth. So we've got the big guy, Otto. There's the road warden, and there's this bug-eyed guy behind the bar.
What's he mopping?
You can't actually see from where that curved area there. Actually, that's the bar. So probably the hearth is actually over here on the left as you guys are walking in. So once the guy kind of the Otto kind of catches his himself, he says, "Well, you can't stay."
What do you mean we can't stay?
I have no room.
You mean you have no room?
I mean, there's no room. There's ladies and gentlemen who are staying.
Ladies and gentlemen?
They wouldn't like they wouldn't want to be around your sorts. And this is, Harry and Gerhardt, you're sort of used to this. Gerhardt's a little unusual for you, I think, just because, any truly religious person would be okay with seeing a flagellant around. That's you're on a divine pilgrim walking a twisted path. But Harry, you're used to people seeing you and saying like, "Fuck, get the hell out."
Well, this is bullshit. We just killed a giant corrupted spider on the roof of your barn, and now you're turning us away.
I look at the big fat guy when this comes out of Werner's mouth.
Sure, give me another perception check. I'm gonna Awesome. Okay. So, Gerhard, you're looking keen at him. I'm actually going to give you a +1 success level for it, too, because you were specifically tracking the reaction. He gets a panicked look on his face. And he's kind of like, What do you mean? What was on the roof?
Okay, well, I'm going to move up and get in his Kool-Aid.
Well, come outside and look.
And
body is out there in the yard.
Of scratching as it's like kind of that screeching sound of a chair being pulled back, And you see the road warden on the far side. He gets up and says, "Now let's just hold on there. I'm not sure I like the sounds of what's happening here. What is it you say about being on the roof?
A creature of chaos.
A creature of chaos. Now, what do you mean? I don't." And he's sort of puffing himself up, and you can see he's wearing this, his road warden's uniform. Is
the road warden's uniform look like it's his, or is it ill-fitting?
Why don't you all give me another perception check?
Yeah, because he should know. If I recognize a road warden, they protect the roads for travelers.
You.
But I'm not really paying attention now. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. I think, Harry, you're probably fixated on just dwelling on. You did roll pretty well before, so you're fixated on Otto right now. What is Otto lying about? Okay, now, Werner, I think you're in a position, as this guy walks up and he sees that Gerhard is the one who's the most getting into Otto's face here. He's like, all right, let's just hold on. I'm not sure I'd like the looks of you. Where do you think you're coming? The temerity of coming in the middle of a storm like this when he's told you there's people of high standing that are staying here, and you try to cause him further consternation by casting wild accusations and telling crazy stories about what's lurking outside. And as he's talking, Werner, you're a little bit back, and you're looking over this guy's uniform, and you can see right in where the small of the back would be. There is a pretty vicious looking blood stain.
Mm.
So what do you guys do?
I draw my sword.
What's that?
I draw my sword.
What? Really?
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa. Everyone, calm down.
So you draw your sword. The road warden, who's got the kind of tricorn hat that road wardens wear, he looks over at you and draws his weapon. He's like, "Hey, we're having none of that."
What's your division of the road wardens?
The bug-eyed guy has put the mop down and seems to be trying to make his way around the bar now.
And I sort of flash. I must have some kind of an official-looking river warden badge, or I don't know, or something.
Yeah.
I sort of make it obvious that I'm a river warden, and I sort of ask him. I don't know whatever question, the equivalent of what's your division or what's your.
Yeah. So I'm looking. So your status as a river warden is silver 1, which means you're sort of like you're the low end sort of. You're into the middle class, but you are definitely like the lowest tier of the middle class. I'm just trying to see what I actually can't remember if there's a road warden career.
Oh, there should be.
Yeah, I would expect there would be.
Yeah, I think it's one of the starting careers, isn't it?
Yeah. Coachman? No. I'm just wondering. I'm curious as to what they're starting. I imagine they're around the same. But
right, I don't know if one's more prestigious.
Yeah, I'm curious if one is has a little bit of a head up on the other. I don't see it in here, and it's. I'll bet you it's one of the sub careers, like one of the things that is named as you go down.
Would this inn be on a road that the road wardens would be patrolling?
Yes, and that's probably why. One of the reasons why this place is sort of successful is because it's both on the road and on the river.
It's on page 91, Kevin.
Oh, great. Okay, and what is? Let's see here. What is his? Oh, perfect. They are brass 5. Oh, silver 2 for an actual road warden. So this guy's just a little bit. What it means is that basically he will get a plus 10 on some contested, like where his status would come into play. He'll get a bonus over you. And for the rest,
if that's what he really is, or it doesn't matter if he's pretending.
If he really is, if he is what he says he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would expect that Jeff probably has credentials like papers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. So this guy would have the same thing.
Yeah. So he he draws. You're taking yours out, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just let's see this here. He seems to try and like take control of things. I'm not sure. Let's just see. And
Kev, when you mentioned the bug-eyed guy putting the mop down, I rolled a perception and watching him to see what he's doing, going for a weapon or
he's
acting out of.
I think you've been in enough bar fights to know that this dude seems like he's trying to, to get in a position. But the thing is if you had a bunch of strangers show up in the middle of the night, who suddenly started causing trouble, maybe this guy is just being a good employee, getting ready to use a dangerous situation. Or maybe there's something more sinister behind it. So
maybe he just wants to get closer to see the big pieces of flesh hanging from my spiked mace.
Yeah.
There's a big piece of hair, scalp, like stuck on one of the spikes of the flail.
The drippings of chaos onto the floor.
Well, and you guys also have, we know that Werner and Gerhardt still are showing wounds, from that tussle with the Beastmen as well, too.
And I probably have like blood it's been washed down through my robe, but there's like blood all over my chest where the dude squirted all over me.
Oh, yeah. So
I look like I got the butcher look going on.
Nice. So as, what do you do in response to that guy trying to, make his way from around the bar there, Harry, if anything?
Well, I'd already told the other two to hold with their weapons, and I saw him putting the mop down, and I say, you just stay where I can see and don't be drawing any war weapons. Everyone calm down.
Okay. Why don't you give me a let's see here. Give me a what's only basic skills on here?
Or is that kind of me? I would probably be doing, I'm a big hefty dude, I'd be trying to intimidate them also.
Sure, yeah, that intimidate, that makes sense to me. So go ahead and do an intimidate.
Failure.
Okay. So
not so intimidating.
Well, it just seems that you're not quite. Let me see here. I'm going to make a cool check for them. I think it's supposed to be a contested thing. Yeah. So this guy seems to be. He hears what you say, and he's keeping his big bug eyes locked with you, but he's still making his way out from behind the bar. So Werner, you had taken your papers out, and he says, "Well, this is the road warden. Let's just see this." All right. And he takes a look at it. All right. And what is your business here?
We were traveling the river, and it got dark, so we pulled over for some shelter. We heard a noise. We ran into some beastmen in the woods. And then we came here to take shelter, and upon arriving, the horses in the barn were going crazy, so we went to investigate, and upon investigation, we found a corrupt, I guess, spider-shaped man on the roof. His body is lying in the yard if you would like to go examine it.
A spider-shaped? That's,
Well, it's very easy to confirm that if you would come outside.
Why don't you give me a intuition check, all of you guys? It's kind of like the Warhammer equivalent of sense motive.
It's time.
Okay. So let's see here. So here's what you guys pick up. Harry and Gerhardt, Otto, and the bug-eyed boy behind the bar, they're definitely really agitated. You can just tell from the way that they're carrying themselves and the way they're looking around, that things are they're quite upset and concerned by what's going on. The news in particular of that bug-eyed whatever the hell, or the spider thing that you described outside, that has particularly agitated Otto. He's just dripping with sweat right now. His bald head has, it's going down to the point that his shirt or cassock or whatever that's underneath there, it looks like it's sopping with sweat. But the river warden, who still has yet to actually introduce himself, the river warden, road warden, he does not seem fazed by it whatsoever. So he says, all right. So you say there's something outside. And your credentials seem to square here, but I know that there's been bandits about, and how do we not know that you're trying to lure us into an ambush?
One of us, two of us will stay here, and one of each of you and the River Warden go outside.
And he's looking out to the others.
Yeah. Do you have any soup?
So we leave the two biggest. Why don't you?
You know what? So I'll go out the front door.
Yeah.
And walk across the courtyard and just grab this thing by its leg and just drag it in the front door.
So you go walking out, and the warden sort of looks at you, Jeff, or Werner, and says, "Is he leaving?"
I don't think so.
He didn't say goodbye.
And then so there's a bit of a tense silence where everyone's sort of trying to decide what they're doing, and then you come walking in, dragging this mutated corpse behind you, and both Otto and the bug-eyed boy kind of like react like what, and the River Warden doesn't flinch. Looks down. So we were telling the truth, and he's got this big mustache that's twirled up on the edge. He's probably in his late 30s, and he seems to carry himself like he's of that standing as well too. From your insight rolls from before, so he talks like someone who's a silver status individual.
Okay,
of
course we're telling the truth. What reason would we have to come in here and cause trouble?
Can we throw this outside now? It's kind of gross.
Yes, and you hear Otto says, "Get it out! Get it out of here!"
Okay, well, I just sort of fling it out into the courtyard.
Okay, you drag it out, and it's gone. All right, so what? You close the door, and there's still the sound of the rain pounding up overhead.
Hey, mop boy, come clean the mess.
So we've done our part, Road Warden. Perhaps it's time for you to show us your credentials, as is required.
He sort of looks you over. That's
I swing my kind of flail just slowly back and forth in my hand.
Okay. He says, "That's fair." And he reaches in, and there's just, you can picture this tense moment where you can hear every crinkle of paper as he draws it out and hands it over to you, Werner.
Okay, I'll look it over.
Okay. Why don't you give me? I'm trying to think what it would be here.
Yeah, like whether I know it's real or not.
Yeah, whether intuition. I
guess there's really no way to prove. They're just going to issue papers. It's not going to have a picture on it.
No, it would just have the name and a signature maybe on it,
right?
And there'd be a seal from the
right. So if he's killed the Road Warden and taken his stuff,
yeah.
It doesn't have his name on it, or
no. What I'll say is that it does seem accurate.
Kev, maybe there's a detail on there that I can check. I know that most people can't read, right?
Yeah,
reading is very rare, so I can read his paper. So I'll just ask him a very simple question of something that I've read off his paperwork to see if he can answer it.
Sure.
I don't know what that would be, whatever.
No, let's just abstract it, and we'll have it be a... you go ahead and make an intuition check for me again.
Okay.
And, oh, man. And let's see how well you judge. Okay, pretty good. So you ask him maybe about... you see that there's a listing of, where, the thing was issued. And maybe it was... is it Bogdovan?
Or even his name. You could just make up an alternative name and say, "Oh, so you're this person."
What I think what you do instead is rather, because the name would be something that would probably be
that'd be something you try to remember.
First thing you would look at, right? But it's what maybe you do, Werner, is being the clever guy you are, is you can see that it says on it that it was issued from Bogenhofen.
Yeah.
But you say, oh, it's strange. You don't see people from Ubersreich very often. So you intentionally say the wrong place.
The wrong place. Sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
He looks at you and says, you must be mistaken, my friend. I am out of Bogenhofen. So my writ is from Bogenhofen. So it does seem he doesn't get tripped up by this. So.
Right. Okay. That's all I wanted to try.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I just misread it there.
An easy mistake to make with the bandits on the road and such things lurking in the night. It's a difficult time to know friend from foe.
Agreed.
And he extends his hand and says, my name is Graf.
Well, Graf, perhaps one of the horses roaming around the courtyard is yours.
It is.
This creature was up on top of the stables, and when we opened the door, the horses were all let loose in the courtyard.
They're still within the compound. We closed the door before we came in.
Oh.
So perhaps I'm going to go and get rid of this body, and you might want to secure your horse, because it is raining outside.
Of course. What you guys would all know, the person who would normally do that would be the stable boy.
Right.
The guy with the broom or the mop?
Or the dude, the guy that we found in the stables dead.
Yeah.
Or that.
Well, maybe that's a good time to bring that up.
Well, none of them. You guys haven't mentioned finding the body in there. You mentioned finding the spider thing. You never mentioned you found the stable boy body.
Actually.
Right.
They haven't asked about him.
No.
You mentioned we were in there and they didn't say anything about Jim or...
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really huge hint.
Or Eric.
Right.
So if he sort of looks at Otto and says, a good suggestion, my new friend. Then he opens the door and makes his way out into the yard and closes the door behind him, leaving you guys with Otto and the bug-eyed boy. The bug-eyed boy once again picks up the mop and begins sort of working it back and forth behind the bar, but keeping his eyes trained on you, Harry.
Well, I follow the road warden out.
Okay.
I'm going to dispose of the corpse of whatever this mutation is.
Okay.
Well, I'll keep. I mean, I'm not suspicious of him, but I'll keep an eye on him. Like, does the horse seem like when he goes and grabs the horse? Does it seem like he's familiar with it? Like, does?
I'll let you make an intuition. I mean, these horses are pretty fucking, panicked. Why don't you give me an intuition, and I'm going to make it a contested roll with him on something. I'm going to stop rolling these dice because I am rolling like fucking crazy. Okay. Okay. So what? It's a fumbled failure, so I'm just going to think of how I think this would play out. He looks over at you, and he's sort of trying to corral the horses. And as far as you can tell, I mean, he seems to have a pretty good way about horses. This is not like if you put me in this situation who knows nothing about fucking horses, I would have no clue how to properly handle these things, right? This guy does seem to have some ability to control the horses, which would be consistent with his, if he's a road warden, that's someone who knows how to handle horses in combat, in difficult situations, inclement weather, things like that. So he seems to be doing that, and he says, "Look, help me, please." And she's sort of tried to corner them in one sort of area.
Okay. Well, so I dragged the corpse to that gate and just sort of like hefted out the gate.
Okay.
Like
what he's trying to do is, it seems like he's trying to corner them in the side of the, force them down to the side of the that alleyway on the one side there, to try and get them sort of under control.
Okay.
In the open yard, they're able to scamper away from him.
I think that, well, for me at least, my reasoning is the animals are going to be more controllable with the corpse out. So,
I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
I'll drag the corpse like to the little door and then just sort of toss it out between where the woods marker, like out in that area somewhere, right?
Okay. So what? Here's what happens: is you drag the corpse over there, and you're sort of, I don't know why you were so focused on this. Maybe you're playing over like, okay, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? You drag it outside the gate and you toss it down and you walk back and the door is closed. And you test it and it's locked.
Okay.
You can look up and look around and you feel very alone and very exposed in this darkness, because you know that somewhere out there is the Beastmen and inside there are your allies. So we'll come back to you in a second here. So Werner and Harry, what are you guys doing while they're sort of managing the horses?
Well, I'm asking Otto if it's just the two of them. Do they have somebody in the kitchen that can whip? What's on the menu for today?
Oh, I have. He sort of blinks. He says, "We have stew. Would you?"
What kind of stew?
And the bug-eyed man or the bug-eyed boy says, "Would you like some stew?"
Yes, we would like some stew. What's wrong with your help here, Otto? This man seems very rude.
They're and before you can answer, the bug-eyed boy says, "I'll get you some stew." And he turns and walks back into the kitchen. Otto is kind of, fumbling along, and says, "We don't have rooms, but I guess you can stay here. You could stay here." He makes no mention of the guests anymore.
Well, how many rooms do you have?
There's 4 upstairs.
And they're all full?
That's correct.
All full. Yes, I've got guests. We have guests. And he's still sweat pouring down.
But wouldn't you have been keeping the noise? Why was it so noisy a couple minutes ago before we knocked? If you have guests, shouldn't you be keeping the noise down so they can sleep?
That's probably not how things work in the old world.
Well,
it's not like a Hampton's Inn or something like that.
Well, no, but if they're also all made of wood and they're not soundproof walls, so if you had guests sleeping, you wouldn't be partying it up.
Maybe
You
not.
just ask him what the revelry was about.
With I mean, keep in mind that in this setting, it's as faux medieval as you can get, which means it's probably not safe to drink the water, which is why you always drink alcohol. So if you're constantly drinking yourself to sleep, you probably have a much easier time drifting off to slumber.
Sure.
But no, it was quite noisy down here. It's around then that you guys do you take seats or what?
I'm waiting for Gerhard to come back.
Okay, so before Gerhard gets back there's it's a couple of minutes of them outside, and then the door opens and you see only Graf walks in. But let's cut back to Gerhard for a moment, and around then is when the door to the kitchen opens up, and we see the bug-eyed boy walk out, and he brings over he's got like 2 bowls of stew, and he places them on this table, well, actually it would be 3, I think, 3 bowls of stew, and he looks at you and says, "Here's your stew." And that's when the Graf walks in as well too. So come back to Gerhard. Gerhard, you're outside now. What is your immediate reaction here?
So when we walked through the gate the first time, did we see the device that would have locked it?
I mean, one of you would have closed and locked the gates, but it's probably Werner who did that because he's been here before.
Right. But I mean, did we see it? Is it a lock? Is it just like a...
It's a bar. It's probably for The exterior walls, I picture it more as like, you know, the kind of like, you know, a wooden thing that would secure it,
right,
some way.
And how tall is the gate?
The gate itself, I think, is 10 feet.
Okay.
The walls, 12 foot high wooden wall.
Okay.
So you look up and God, the rain is pouring down on you. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I will go to the edge of the building here and look and see, is that bush area beside the stable, is that like a small tree or?
It's, yeah.
So I will try to scale the tree to get up over the wall.
Okay. Let's see here. I think that they probably would have trimmed it, but I mean, you're a hero, so it's possible you could leap. Okay, there is just an athletics check. Why don't you give me a athletics check at plus 20 to get up the tree? Actually, I'll say plus 10 because it's all wet and whatnot.
Yeah, so if I can get any purchase like going up the thing, I'll use the flail to hook over the wall. And to pull
okay, I see. Yeah. Sort of kind of like a grappling hook type thing where you're going to toss it and hope it gets caught in the slats between and like support you.
Well, I would expect the chain and the ball is actually quite heavy, right?
Right, yeah.
So like if I can get even, like I'm 6 feet tall, so if I can get 6 or 7 feet up a tree,
yeah,
I can just sort of hook the thing over, right?
Yeah. And hope the ball part kind of wedges in between.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just swing it over so that the ball swings around and impacts on the wall.
Okay, so you get yourself up to a high enough point where you think you can do that.
Yeah.
And why don't you give me one more athletics check, and we'll do it at, I think it's just a challenging one this time. So it'll be a regular, no modifiers. Let's see here.
I'll re-roll that.
I don't think you can with a fumble, though.
Oh, can't you?
No, I think a fumble's the thing you can't because of that's part of the grimdark thing. Is that I'm not sure you can re-roll a fumble. I could be thinking of a different game, and let's just make sure that I'm not doing that. That's a pretty big deal. Just as a re-roll a failed test. So let's see here. Yep, that's fine. I mean, I'll take a look and see if there's any errata on that stuff too. But that's fine. So yes, you can absolutely spend that resource to re-roll your 99 fumble.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Good Lord. Yeah, you guys have rolled a 90.
There you go.
Way to work the spread there, Craig. Jeez.
Unbelievable.
Almost got to take a picture of that. That's like, here's a critical failure and then a critical success.
Mathematics in action here. Holy shit. Okay, cool. So I think then, geez, like that is such a good roll. I think that you easily, like, you don't even have to worry about getting yourself onto the, to like hook in and pull yourself over. You get to a certain point and then you look up and over and you see there's maybe like a secure enough part on the tree where it's sort of like all the limbs meet, where you can like, crouch down low like a cat. And then you sort of leap yourself forward, knowing that the foes of Sigmar are on the far side. And then we see you land down, 12-foot fall, water splashing out around you, your flail in your hand, and a look of determination on your face again. Water streaming
It's my Thor moment.
Is it like a land on one knee?
Yeah, it's my Thor moment.
Like a superhero?
Yeah. The superhero landing. And he starts
superhero landing.
I think
Nailed it.
We'll even say with a crit as well. You've actually broken into a run towards the front door.
Okay.
So we'll cut back now to we'll play a little bit further forward in the scene inside. So Graf walks in and sort of tips his hat. Water comes out of it, and he takes it off and walks over and takes a seat. You guys have he says, your friend
walk past us.
What was that, Harry?
Does he walk past us to the other side, like over by the fire?
He does. Yeah, he goes back to where he was sitting. He says,
"Did he notice the wound in the back of his cloak?"
Well, Werner did. No, you really turfed that roll, so I don't think you're even looking. Like, you already took an opportunity to take a look at him. You didn't see anything untoward. So unless Werner has said something to you, there's no reason for you to have, to give him a second look. So he goes over and
we would have had a chance to sort of whisper about something like that.
No. So what do you guys do? Like there's 3 bowls of stew waiting for you. You know, the bug-eyed boy is making his way back behind the bar. Otto is sort of standing near the bar, still looking, as
Did he say where Gerhard went?
He just said he'll be in a moment.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll wait for him, eh, Werner?
Yes. In fact, I don't even sit down.
Okay. So you're all kind of standing there, and give me another intuition check. I'm going to make a roll for them. Okay.
Intuition.
Oh, so
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Hari, that's terrible.
Oh, Hari, jeez. All right, so Werner, you can see that as you're waiting there, Otto is sort of looking back and forth between the warden and, like, incredibly conspicuously looking from the warden to the bug-eyed boy to the warden, like breathing heavily through his nose. The bug-eyed boy seems to position himself back behind the bar, but he hasn't picked up the broom again. He's instead he's got his hand underneath the bar, and it's stationary. And the river warden seems to be
road warden.
Or the river warden. The road warden seems to be Graf, trying his best to look inconspicuous, or look like relaxed and whatever. And this is sort of the tense scene as you guys are looking back and forth at each other. And then, Gerhard, how do you enter here?
Oh, I just fling the door open.
Okay, because I don't think that he thought to lock the door either. So, because he didn't want to be too conspicuous about it, boom, the door is thrown open. And everyone kind of looks. Gerhard, what do you say?
I don't. I'm a man of few words. I just walk straight at him.
Yeah. So as you're walking towards, I think that he sees that this is going to be. He knows what's going to happen now. So
you have your flail out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His flail is just. I don't think that there's a way to put it away. So
it's on auto.
As soon as he comes in with his flail out,
yeah,
I would once again be drawing my sword. I have.
So what we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to, as soon as he's in, he's just stomping directly towards the river warden. We're going to drop into initiative order here now. So let me just set up the turn thing here. Add turn.
Oh, so just as a side note, Kevin.
Yep.
We could have spent a resilience point to automatically succeed that corruption check.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Resilience or because
resilience.
Yeah.
Resolve is for other things, but you can pick the I will not fail, and it gives you a success with 1 success level.
That's the one that burns. That's the one that burns, though, right? It doesn't regenerate.
Resolve and resilience. That's the one where we have to ask you to get it back.
So the resilience is the one you ask to get back. I think resolve is
the equivalent of fate,
right? Where it burns and then you have to. I can't remember what you have to do to.
So resilience is the one where we have to ask you, and that's the one we could spend.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not have corruption.
So knowing that, guys, if you want to spend a point of resilience and get rid of your corruption, I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
probably, I guess.
Yeah, I would. This early in my career, I would try to avoid corruption.
Yeah. And resilience. Oh shit! Yeah, resilience is. How do you get it back?
That's kind of the point of being a hero.
Yeah, it's just that one that when we felt like we've done something special, we ask you, and you decide whether or not we get it back.
Oh yeah, act of extreme importance. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So you are heading in. Let me see what the. I think all of them are acting on 30. Oops, I put everyone in twice here. So they're all acting on 30. They're so it'll be basically Harry, then Gerhardt, then Werner, then Harry, Gerhardt, then these guys, then Werner. So Harry, you're up first. You've seen Gerhardt burst in here. He seems to be stalking towards the River Warden. What are you doing?
I pull my cudgel and wait. Is there like a hold action type thing?
Yep. I'm going to say we'll look it up afterwards, but I'm going to just say it's the same as a held action in other things we've played. So it's if X, then Y.
Yeah, if one of the auto or the bug-eyed guy pulls a weapon, I go after him.
Okay. Gerhardt, what are you doing?
Well, I just like walk right up to him. I've sort of got the butt, like where the chain is connected to my flail, and I just sort of poke him in the middle of the chest with it. Okay. So what did you think by locking me out? That I wasn't going to get back in?
Okay. So give me an intimidate check, and I'll resist it with his cool.
Okay.
Okay, I got SL2. I'll give you a plus 10 on it as well because he thought you were locked out.
Right.
This is pretty shocking.
Well, that's just a regular success.
Regular success. Okay. So he looks up at you, and then it'll be their action. So he actually draws his hand weapon. Give me a. He might have had if he was not in. Or rather, if you were not in trying to intimidate him, and right there, I think I may have given a penalty because he was quick, or trying to draw it without you seeing, like fast draw a dagger kind of thing. But you're just rolling your flail defense normally. So I got SL2.
How does dodge end?
I think dodge is only versus melee or range things, isn't it? Isn't that?
You can't dodge range weapons. So there's no way to dodge range weapons.
Isn't that what the defense is? I thought that's what dodge was for. Dodge was the defense you roll for range attacks, and it's your melee is what you roll as your defense on melee combat.
Let's find out. Because I have the dodge skill, so
yeah.
Let's just check here. Dodge.
Let's see here. Taking a turn.
Your ability to avoid things through ducking, diving, and moving quickly in combat is used to resist attacks or avoid damage.
Yeah, so it's an opposed test. Opposing a melee is with your melee. Okay, you can use melee for dodge, which allows you to avoid incoming blows.
It seems kind of odd in that, like, I guess for maybe non-combatants, it would give them, like, if you were a caster, you wouldn't have a very high weapon skill. Your dodge would be maybe higher.
No, you're right. And there is no defense on range attacks.
No.
Oh, geez, that's dangerous.
No, range attacks are murderous.
Yeah, holy shit. Okay, cool. So yes, you can absolutely use your dodge instead if you like.
My actual flail is higher than my. Of course it is, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's all nice. Okay, so he tries to slash at you, and what you do is you could see this coming. You knew that this coward was going to try and sneak attack you, so you sort of like bind his hand in the chain, and you sort of hold it together for a moment, and then he draws out, but you're in a more advantageous position than he is, so you'll get your. That's how we're narratively going to fill in this point of advantage.
Okay.
Harry. Otto he does sort of like try to reach behind the bar and grab something, so you can go ahead and make an attack if you want.
But Harry won't attack unless he sees a weapon.
Okay, so he's grabbed a weapon and then he's pulling one.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will attack.
Oh, no, you know what? Because you tried to qualify it so much, I'm going to make you make an opposed agility.
Agility first?
Yeah. Oh, no, here, you know what? You can make agility or perception, whichever one's higher. Unsurprisingly, Otto rolled really poorly. So turns out this, grotesquely overweight man is not super nimble on his feet. Okay, easy. So in fact, I'm going to give you one advantage on your attack. He fumbles behind it like, it's like he's a fish out of water, and then he pulls back and he telegraphs this massive chopping knife that he brings out and brings around, and you have plenty of time to react to this. So go ahead and make your attack with a +1.
Okay.
Defense.
So I can't use the attack roll I just rolled.
The attack roll you just rolled. No, you cannot because you didn't roll it. You need to have +10 on it. So sorry.
Huh?
If you roll ahead of time, too bad.
But you told me to roll. You didn't tell me to roll the agility until after you told me to roll.
Too bad.
Okay. So double check next time you tell me to roll something?
When you have to hold off.
Well, no, you told me to roll an attack, so Dave, I hit the attack button.
Let's go on. You got +10 in your attack roll.
Where the hell is it? Here it is. There we go.
So unfortunately, you miss. All right.
Now it's time to use your fortune there, Dave.
Yeah, you can use your fortune if you want.
I'm not going to bother.
Okay. So then it is the bug-eyed boy. He draws a weapon, and he's going to spend the rest of his time scrambling over the counter. He's coming towards you, Werner. And Werner, it is your turn.
Okay. I guess I will make an attack against him with my sword.
Okay. So he defends. He gets SL0, or so he gets a SL -1.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it's a failure, but it's an SL0. Okay, so you're not able to connect. I think things are just happening so quickly that you guys are having difficulty reacting to this in time. But Harry, you are up again. What are you doing?
He's got a knife in his hand, so
he does. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So you swing, and unfortunately, it's too wild. I guess this guy is, while he is slow moving and getting his knife, he certainly is fast and keeping out of the way of things. Gerhardt, what are you doing?
The guy drew a weapon on me?
He did. He tried to attack you.
I'm going to implant my flail in the side of his head.
Go ahead. So Graf the River Warden, I rolled SL -1, so I failed. As long as you hit.
Nope.
Jeez. Jeepers. You got your fortune points if you want, though.
Yeah, sure. I'll spend my last fortune point. Okay.
I think his fortune recharge. Holy shit. Okay. Now, the damage that's rolled there, is it adding your success level to it or not? I don't think it is.
No, that's why it's showing the SL beside it.
Got it, because I got to reduce, by theirs. So they got a 0, so you got a, that's 13 damage.
Yeah.
Ow. So you shatter.
And a crit, I guess, right?
Yeah. And you apparently favor the right arm. So your flail comes crashing into his side, which is his sword arm. Go ahead and give me a percentile check for the crit. And 13 is still -2, so it's a 78, which is on the arm. Dislocated shoulder. Your arm, so his arm is wrenched out of his socket. He's got to make a -20 endurance check, which he fails. He gains the stunned and prone condition, and he drops whatever's in his hand. Wow. Okay, so you slam into basically the side of his shoulder, and it knocks him to the ground, and he's moaning, but not moving whatsoever.
Whoa.
Okay, so then let's see here. We've got one on, we got Otto that's trying to get you, Harry. Go ahead and roll your defense.
That's just my weapon.
Actually, you don't have to. I missed anyway. So long as you succeed in your defense, you'll get +1 advantage. No. Okay. And then against Werner, go ahead and roll your defense. I did succeed. I got an SL1. So you take 8 points of damage, and remember to reduce it by your armor and your toughness bonus. And I hit you on the
body,
right arm again.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my toughness?
It's your T stat.
Yeah. And it's just the tens digit of it.
Okay.
So we have that plus whatever I think you've got armor 1 on the arm. Yeah. So
take 5.
Oof. We haven't exceeded your wounds, right?
Very close.
Fuck. Okay. So yeah, this little shit has another kind of vicious looking short savage knife, and he sticks it in your arm. And you can tell that like the next time that happens, things might be quite bad. But it is Werner's turn now. What are you doing? Well, shit, I guess he's got 1 advantage on you as well now. What are you doing, Werner?
I guess I'll try and defend myself.
Okay. Well, defend yourself, or you try and kill him?
Well, yeah, like attack him.
Your turn. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. I rolled. No, I failed.
Wow.
Oh. Okay. Here's another thing. Remember, you can do with fortune points is you can just buy 1 success level. You don't have to re-roll. You can just bump it up by 1.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I'll do that. So that cost me a fortune.
Yes, 1 fortune.
Yep.
Okay. So you hit him. That's a 93 is in the right leg. He has no armor there, so you do 8 points of damage.
Wow.
So you stab him in the right leg, and he howls, and you now have 1 advantage.
Nice.
And then against you, Harry, Otto is going to try and hack at you. He's kind of sweaty and swinging this thing at you. Fuck, I got SL3. Yeah. Do you want to re-roll with your fortune?
Yeah, I might do that this time.
Good call. Here it comes. Yeah! SL2. Okay, so unfortunately, he still does hit, but you've reduced his success levels. I got an SL3 with him. If you want to spend another fortune, if you've got it available, you could buy it down so it's an SL0, which means he just hits you. Actually, I guess it would still only reduce it to 1 damage. So, I mean, or to 1 point. I'm not sure there's a material difference between...
No,
you're
taking 1 less point of damage.
Yeah, so 7 or 8 damage is the difference.
Okay, so the damage is how much?
8. And subtract your... And it's to your... to your head. So you subtract your toughness and your armor from that.
So my toughness is 30, so 3?
Yep.
And I don't have armor on my head?
You have no armor on your head?
No. Well, I have a hood, but that doesn't give me any armor, I don't think.
Okay, so it's 5 points of damage then, or 5 wounds, I should say. So he clips the side of your head with this thing, and there's a nasty gash, but nothing. It's a superficial wound, fortunately. All right, then Harry, you make this innkeeper pay.
Wounds.
So I rolled a failure on his defense. So if you can hit with your cudgel. Oh, sorry, was that your cudgel roll there? 15?
No, I was just adding my wounds.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was still figuring out where to add it. I think it added it right now. It's showing wounds. Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay. And then was this your attack roll there?
No, that was my defense. Well, it's the same though, apparently.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. So yes, that is a hit. So that's 9 points of damage to the 51 to the body. Whew. So you finally manage, after he hits you, you see an opening, you slam your cudgel into his chest, and you hear a bunch of wind comes out from it slamming into it. So it's 9 minus his toughness. Okay. And then it is Gerhardt. What are you doing?
So the River Warden is basically out of it unless someone heals him, right?
Yeah, the Road Warden is on the ground, stunned,
okay.
and yeah, he is.
And I will do a berserk charge at the bug-eyed kid.
Nice.
I'll just charge across the room. Ah!
So, as a reminder, the berserk charge is one of your feats, isn't it? Or not feats. What are they called?
It is one of my
talents.
Yes.
Right. And so you get +1 advantage from the charge. I believe you're sitting on at least 1 or 2 advantage right now.
I'm at 1 advantage now.
You're at 1 advantage, so you're at 2 advantage now. And you guys are 2-on-1 now on this guy. So that gives you a plus... where was it?
What does advantage do mechanically, Kev?
+10 to your skill. For each point of advantage.
You add +10 when you roll.
Yeah.
For each level of advantage that you have.
Okay.
So you're outnumbering 2 to 1. You also get +20 for that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Holy shit. So you go swinging in, and against an 87 is his left leg. Oh, this guy's legs are taking a fucking beating. So that actually is enough to drop him below his wounds. So go ahead and give me a critical check, please. 86, so it's minus 20.
Oh, that's that bleed again, isn't it?
Yeah. So you smash, and there it's the, what is it, the femoral that's in the leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it slams into his side, and and falls to the ground, his eyes even more bugged out, as blood is pouring out of the inside of his thigh. Wow. So that means only Otto is left here.
Creepy Otto, creepy Otto.
I think so. Otto, I think, is going to try and run, but because you are engaged, I think you get an attack of opportunity on him. I'm just trying to find where that said that. Let's hear. I'm not sure if it's under move or.
I think it's in combat.
It's in combat.
Yeah. Disengaging. If you're engaging in combat and no longer wish to trade blows, you have to spend the 2 options to leave. You use advantage. If you have 1 or more advantage than your opponent, you are in a superior position and can easily maneuver away.
Okay. So
you drop your advantage to 0.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Or you can dodge. If you have lower or equal advantage to your opponent and do not wish to, you're pinned in place. If you wish to escape, you need to use your dodge. Okay. If you succeed, you gain an advantage.
So here we go. He's going to roll his dodge, which is not great. I got SL 0.
Against whomever he's trying to get away from?
Yeah, against Harry. So Harry, go ahead and make an attack. As long as you get a SL 1 on this, then he can't get away from you.
So I had advantage after my last hit. Do I add anything to that?
10? Yeah, +10 to your roll.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, so he is able to get away from you. You hit him in the side, and then he sort of sees how things are going. He turns, and he's trying to run and get in.
Can I use a fortune point to add a success level?
You would need to beat him. You'd need actually 2 success levels in order to get there. You could spend it to re-roll if you want, though, and you'd still get the same bonus. You'd still count your advantage on the re-roll.
Okay, delete fortune point.
Okay, here we go.
By my faith in myself, not God's. Not at exactly the same number.
Oh my god!
How is that possible? That's twice it happened.
Jesus. So unfortunately, he does manage to basically like deke out of the way. You sling, and like one of the wooden stools that's next to him goes smashing to the ground. But he is able to get away from you, and he starts sort of in this hurried way trying to get himself around the bar and into the back. And yeah, I think he's too panicked to yell anything either. Okay, so that was him. Werner, your turn. What are you doing?
Now that the kid has dropped, I collapse on the ground.
Boom. Okay, so drop down.
That was a very bad wound.
Oh, God. Okay. And then Harry, what are you doing?
I'm going to chase down the fat man and smack him.
Okay. So you get easily able to catch up to him and go ahead and make your attack roll. Now, Dave, what you told me was that you were going to charge because you knew that that gave you +1 advantage, right?
Can you charge in a curved line? Sure. Yeah, I was going to charge.
Okay.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like 3rd edition D&D where you have to draw a straight line and no debris in the way?
Yeah. No, not like that. Well, we're doing theater of the mind anyway, and I think you're just trying to tag this guy with something. Why don't you give me a attack roll then? And I'm trying to think here if so Greg, do you remember if he failed that melee attack roll against that guy's dodge, does that mean he loses the initiative or loses his advantage then?
Yeah, I believe so, because it's a contested test.
Yeah. Okay. So then you don't have. So now you're back to 1 advantage because you've charged this guy. So go ahead and make your roll at +1. He fails his dodge.
I failed my attack.
Duh. So
we're gonna make this interesting.
And unfortunately, it's too. It is like you thought. It's too wild of an angle. You're not quite able to reach him, but you smash a couple glasses from behind the bar. Gerhard, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going after him. I'm gonna use my like. Is there a pat so the charge in this just means that you have to be the distance has to be your movement in yards. So as long as he's like 4 yards away from you,
why don't you give me an athletics check? Because he's sort of behind the bar right now, and that'll be you like leaping onto a table and jumping onto the bar and then coming down on him. That'll be sufficient. Here we go.
Do I get any benefit from my combat advantage?
I think advantage gives you to all skill checks, isn't it? Or is it all attacks? If you use one of your skills to secure a tactical advantage, oh no, that's if you get advantage. Benefits +10 to any appropriate combat test or psychology test. I'll give you to this.
Okay.
I see it more as like the tempo of, oh, so close. So close. You have no fortune points left, do you?
I don't.
Okay,
so can I get close enough to swing the flail at him, but I just don't get the benefit of the charge?
You failed the athletics. I think what I'll let you do is no, I think what's happened is just that like you jumped on the table and the table had some kind of weakness in the leg that was known, so it sort of gave way a bit. So you're sort of part way across the bar right now. You're not even fully all the way over there. Nothing. I mean, the success level is only -1, so it's not like you haven't hurt yourself or anything. It's just that it wasn't as smooth a maneuver as you were hoping.
Right.
Okay, then his turn. So he goes running over to. I guess you're engaged again, so he needs to make another contested. Harry, go ahead and give me a melee check again. Remember, you've got advantage still. God damn it! I rolled success level 3 again. Fuck. I got these blue dice that I use when I play D&D myself, and they routinely roll like very, very well. Sorry, Harry, go ahead and give me a melee attack at +10 because of your advantage. Here we go. Oop.
Did we lose Dave?
Yeah, he had held his hand up. I'm not sure if he had a coughing fit or something.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I know he still got the tail end of that cold.
Oh, man, I'm still sick a bit, too. I've been sick for like 4 weeks now.
That was me last year. Like the cold I had at Christmas last year. It fucking lasted forever.
Yeah. Crazy.
You okay, Dave? Ooh. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm making my rolls on mime, and it's just not succeeding. Here we go. One of the players from my Saturday sessions is in chat right now. It said, "Yay, corruption for everybody! We'll be dancing around bonfires at midnight and singing lullabies to the chaos gods."
What a weird thing. So my tablet it didn't just drop the internet, it forgot the password for my Wi-Fi. I'm like, yeah, seriously. You're literally like the chaos gods reach into my tablet and rip the password out.
Fucking hell. Okay, so Harry, you get to make a melee check for me, please, at plus 10. I unfortunately rolled a success level 3 because these fucking frost ice of mine are on fire again. All right, so he is once again able to sort of get out of your melee. He runs past you. Harry or Gerhard, you can kind of picture that you just landed on the bar but sort of lost your footing, and he goes scrambling past you. He runs through the kitchen and then slams the door behind him. The interior door is not like those bigger exterior doors. So
you're saying it's not Gerhard proof?
It is not Gerhard proof, no. Okay, so Werner, you're up. You're sort of on the ground, still recovering, I guess, from that. Sorry, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Is there something that you can do to recover some of your wounds?
I don't think so. You know what you could do, actually, Jeff? You got the PDF, right?
Yeah, I do have the PDF.
Maybe take a look on page. Where is healing?
Where is it? Somewhere on my desktop, maybe?
Injury, here we go. Wounds, death, critical hits. Healing, here we go. Medical attention. Oh, I think it's successful use of the heal skill. And heal is that it's an advanced skill, right? It's something you need.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think anyone had that, so I don't think there's much you can do apart from just a good night's rest. You're fortunate that nothing more serious has happened.
Okay, then I'm assuming there's a bar here.
Yes.
I'm gonna go behind the bar and get a stiff drink then.
Okay. All right, so you sort of get up and walk over while the rest of this craziness is happening and grab, the first available, bottle of grog and the first, glass. You set it down, and you can just sort of picture this happening while the other two guys are trying to get at Otto.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So then Gerhard, it's Harry's turn. Harry, what are you doing?
It sounds like a spaghetti western is what it sounds like.
Yeah, really.
Just goes for a bottle of whiskey while the rest of the guys are still fighting. Leans back, pours himself out.
Well, I have 0 wounds to give, so I could kill myself falling on a splinter at this point.
0 Fs to give? I've got no advantage right now because I've missed, correct?
That's right, yeah.
But are there 2 of us on him? 2 of us attacking him?
He shut the door between us.
Okay.
So, but if you guys wanted to try and basically force your way in there, I think, how does aid another? Is it just a flat plus 10 or is it plus 20? Because we had this happen last time where someone was aiding someone, and I thought it was a plus 10 assistance, plus 10 to the test. So what you could do is one of you guys could make an athletics check, and if the other one's helping, you would do it at plus 10.
Yeah, because on my turn, I'm just going to charge the door.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I will help then. Is that
okay? So
right?
Yeah, you guys can coordinate that. Who's got the higher athletics score?
I'm at 40.
Yeah, you've got a higher athletics than I do.
Nice. So go ahead and make an athletics check at plus 10. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, is that cudgel? Oops, how did that happen? No, but I hit the athletics button.
You did, yeah, no, it did roll. You rolled a 56.
Oh,
but
that wasn't at plus 10 because it's against 40, not 50.
Oh yes, so it's 50. So here's the thing: do you have any fortune points left?
I think I'd also hit the cudgel button. That's why I had the cudgel button sitting there. So I think I put the plus 10 in the cudgel.
Oh yeah. No, so here's the way it works. This is a good opportunity to talk about the success level, like when buying a success level is a helpful thing. So right now you have got you rolled a 56 versus what should have been 50.
Right.
That would have given you a success level of 0. It's a failure, but the SL is 0 or -1 or whatever. But if you spent a fortune point to buy a success level, that would have meant that you would have been effectively rolling against a 66, so that would have been a success then.
Okay.
You want to spend that fortune point to do that?
All out of fortune points.
Oh, no. I think you can call on corruption to gain an extra point.
I think I can use a resilience to do an I will not fail, but I don't know if I want to do it on pushing a door open.
Yeah. It depends how badly you want to get in there. Let's see here. I think, and I'm joking aside, I thought I read that you can do that with corruption. Like you can basically call dark powers and like curse,
Yeah, you could take a point of corruption to give yourself the equivalent of a fortune point, right?
Yeah.
But I will not do that.
That seems like a bad idea.
Sounds like something the DM would want me to do, though.
That's right. That's right.
Good story, though. That's a good story.
And then followed up by that. Well, it was your choice.
Exactly. I just offered a tantalizing treat. Okay, so
embrace the chaos.
The door seems to hold, guys. I mean, no doubt
he's a big man.
Is helping him in this matter. Okay, so I guess it's Otto's turn. So Otto does something you cannot see.
So we've heard like a locking mechanism or something on this door.
I think you did, yes.
Okay. I mean, we understand that the door is not as substantial as an outer door, but we heard like a bolt being shut or something locking or whatever.
Yeah. And Werner.
Yep.
You're sitting there, and you're having your drink and you're sort of give me let's see here.
It's the book behind the bar is open to page 7 on how to cook humans.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. I think it's what did we roll? Was it navigation we used before for your as sort of like your river lore? Do you remember?
That sounds right.
Let me take a look at your career here. One sec. So the skills you got were sail, row. Make a check with either sail or row. Whatever's better.
I don't have rowing, so sailing.
Oh, okay, then sailing it is. This is just going to reflect like how familiar.
I actually did it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So you think about this, and you've seen that guy go running into the room. I'm just going to reveal a little more of the map. What I was getting you to roll for is to like just how familiar you were with this place. How well you knew Moritz before, whether he would have let you in the back. I'm just going to reveal the whole thing for you here. So here's what you remember. This door over here leads to the back hallway. Back hallway leads, obviously, to the kitchen, to the storeroom. And then there's a set of stairs that leads down to the cellar. So you sort of look over to that door, and that's when it tweaks you like, oh, yeah, there's another. So you see them slamming against the door, and it's stuck.
Okay, I'll tell them. There's another door in there. Go around in the hall.
Ooh.
He swigs back another shot of this rot gut.
Just directing traffic.
Yes.
Typical. Hey, you guys, why are you wasting your time? Go that way.
Okay. Harry, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm going to bolt. I'm going to bolt for the door that I was over here. I'm going to go. Ooh.
Okay. Give me a athletics check at +20. If you do that, I'm just going to let you sort of like, that sort of like sliding on your ass across the bar, vaulting yourself over it kind of thing.
Dukes of Hazzard across the car.
Yeah. Oh. So with a success that good, you get across the thing and you slam the door open, and what you see is he's just thrown the door open, but Otto is standing right here, and he's going to lose his next action because you shocked him so much. Success level +6. Yeah, he kind of. Cool. So you're through there, Gerhardt. What are you doing?
I'm gonna move up here and create a door situation. I'm just gonna swing the flail right into it.
Go ahead, swing it back. We're just gonna roll for give yourself +20 on it, and this is really gonna be for the roll how much damage you did.
Because the door doesn't dodge it.
No, no.
It's a dodgy door.
So have I lost my existing advantage? Probably, because I'm not in combat anymore.
Oh, no, so you didn't lose it, but it would have gone down by 1 because you did engage in combat last round.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so you swing, and that door just goes and slams open. So you can see Otto is standing basically in this doorway over here.
Okay, well, then I'll use the rest of my movement to move to corner him.
Go ahead. Otto loses his action because he was so freaked out by seeing big old Harry standing in that doorway, which means it's Werner's turn. So, Werner, you're still at the door. Oh, we just lost Dave.
Oh,
no, you're back.
It's just resetting, I think.
Okay. So, you, Werner, you're still standing at that at the bar, and you sort of go.
I think I'll have another.
Yeah. Okay. Jeff, are you doing anything else this round, or just still?
I don't think so.
Okay. So then, Harry, what are you doing?
I'm going to smack Otto like he's never been smacked before.
So if you start charging down that hallway, there would be enough room for you to get a charge off. So you get 1 advantage on that.
Yeah.
And we outnumber him now.
And you outnumber him now too, yes. So you got +30 to your roll. And I completely turfed my defense. Oh my god!
And I completely turfed my roll.
So you were so anxious to hit him, you swing and it bam hits the side. Gerhardt, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna hammer him.
So I think you get a net +30 as well, right? Because your advantage is going down by 1 more.
So my advantage. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So because you were at 3, it was down by 1 after the breaking the door down by 1 more last round. Now you get
+30. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I roll my defense for him. Nope.
Wow, we cannot finish off this guy. This is hilarious.
Well, so he's got a success level -1 because of the wrap as well, right? So did he go below -2?
Sorry, what happened?
Well, so the wrap gives him -1 success level on his defense, right?
Oh, yes. No. He his success level. Well, the thing is, you need to actually succeed, though. Your negative success won't,
So, but it's just a contested, right? So if he's got lower than -2, it's still a hit, isn't it?
Is that how it works, or is it that you need to get a success and then whoever scores the highest SL wins? No, you're right. Okay, so let me think here. It's -2, so he got a -2, -3 total.
So I hit him with 1 success level.
Right, and then we apply the minus with 1 net -1. So it means your damage is a 7 then, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not 1 above him, right? Because he's at -3 and I'm at -2, which is a net success level of +1.
So if it was a positive number, so here's the way it would work is you would be subtracting the negative number, and double negatives means you add it.
Oh, it's only mine, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Right, so it would be -1 net for you, so it would be 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
That actually makes sense, because that means that gives it a much bigger range of potential damage than just the
you don't always have to succeed. He could fail worse than you. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, cool. And that makes it, that actually offsets, I know we talked about this last time a bit too, but that offsets the swinginess of the, the relatively low scores when you guys are only having 30% chance of success with things.
Right.
Okay, so then that is 69 hit. Oh, it already says on here. Hits his body again. So 7 points of damage. Okay, so he is pretty fucked up right now. Thanks to that first cudgel hit that Gerhardt hit, or that Harry had. Werner, until you tell me otherwise, I'm going to assume you're just waiting to hear what happens.
Yeah, I don't think he's in any shape to be joining in right now.
So I think what Otto is going to do is, Gerhardt, you're the one who hit him most recently. He's going to try and hit you.
Okay.
I got SL 2. So he swings that little knife of his.
Oh,
Nope.
oh, nope.
Advantage 3 now. Lovely. Okay. So then it is Harry's turn. What are you doing, Harry?
Just going to take another swing.
So you got currently plus 20 to your roll.
Critical
It's a
success.
crit. Okay, so give me a percentile check. Actually, give me 2 percentile checks. Because you got 2 crits on him. Holy shit. So it's 8 points of damage to him. Wowzers. To his left arm. Okay, so 15 and it was 1. So his arm is jarred by that first crit, but by the second one, crushed elbow. It crushes his elbow, splintering bone and cartilage. So you shatter his left arm, and he drops to the ground, whimpering. Gerhardt, what are you doing? Because you'd be next up. He is prone as well now. So let's see here. Prone is it's plus. Hold on here.
Werner yells into the kitchen. Did you guys find any food in there? I don't trust this stew that he brought us.
I didn't either. That's why I didn't want to drink it.
Plus, if you choose to attack, you have a plus 40 to hit this guy, and your advantage.
Plus my advantage.
Yeah.
So can I attack to subdue?
Are you trying to grapple him or
No, just like non-lethal. I'm just going to try to knock him out.
He's prone, so I think that he's not able to do much against you at this point.
Okay, well that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to knock him.
Sure.
So he's effectively incapacitated. We're just going to do enough damage so that he gets knocked unconscious, but we're not going to.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can just smash him in the side of the head with the thing, and he's unconscious now.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are standing here, and he is unconscious. Whew.
Gonna look for something in the kitchen to tie him up with.
By this point, the bug-eyed boy has bled out as well, too.
Yeah. You
sort of hear a death rattle behind you, Werner, and you look back.
And the water spread. Something's turned off the water sprinkler.
He sort of realizes, I should go check if Breitz or anyone else is here. So he's going to go start looking around that place.
Okay. So you start looking around. Where are you looking? You could look upstairs.
He'll go upstairs to the rooms and around.
So if you head, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out this map.
So does that stairwell go into a cellar? Is there no upstairs?
I'm just trying to figure it out here. I think I actually read the map wrong. That's actually the stairs that go upstairs.
Okay.
And then the trap door that leads down to the basement is actually in the kitchen or the cellar.
I bet it's the X behind the bar, maybe.
Then maybe that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. Is the
probably just a quick little cold storage or something like that.
Yeah. So So if you head upstairs, so the rooms upstairs, Werner, you go looking around. And all the doors are locked. There's 4 bedrooms upstairs.
I guess that would be typical.
It would be typical, yeah. It would make sense for, and let me see. I can show you what the first floor looks like. Give me a sec.
I'll just bang on each door and then listen at it.
Sure. So this is what the first floor looks like.
Like, hello, anyone in there? Do you need help? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So you make your way up, and bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Do we find keys on him when we're restraining Otto?
You do.
Well, I'll just give them to Dave.
Okay.
Because clearly we can hear Jeff upstairs banging on doors.
Yeah, I can run up with the keys.
Okay. So you get up there and unlock the doors. What you find is that every one of the beds is, every one of the rooms is empty and unremarkable. However, in one of the rooms here, number 9, that has 2 beds in it. 2 of the beds are blood-stained, and the bedclothes are scattered about the room. It's quite obvious that I think you've seen this, Harry, in you being the sort of the roughest of the party. You know what it looks like when someone's stabbed in their bed.
Yeah. And then nobody in the bed, so the bodies have been disposed of. Does the blood dried and does it look like it's been a while, or?
No, actually not. It looks quite fresh. It also looks like there is like drag marks, as if the bodies have been dragged, but it actually ends at the sill, like leading out from the room, which would suggest either that it wasn't dragged any further or someone has made some effort to clean up.
That's why the guy was mopping, maybe. Okay. What about the Lord's chambers?
That is landlord's chambers. That's where Moritz lives. It looks unremarkable. You know, it's full of the sort of stuff you would expect that a family would be occupying.
Mm-hmm. But no sense of foul doing there.
No.
Okay. Doesn't look like Moritz's family's been in the room for any time.
Well, that's good, at least.
And nothing bad has happened. But definitely take a look at what's going on here.
Yeah. I think there's
Bloodstains, Werner.
evil men that we stumbled upon.
Yeah, somebody's been murdered in their bed.
Werner, you know from past experience that would have been one of the guests' rooms.
Right. Like, so they've murdered some of the guests.
Yeah. So what do you guys make of this stuff? Like,
well, once I've restrained Otto,
yeah,
we'll go downstairs.
And I mean, he's obviously, yeah, I'm going to lift up the trapdoor and look in the cold storage area.
Okay. So you pull open this big, heavy trapdoor. And
are there any lanterns or anything lighting the inside of this room in the main bar?
In the main room, yes.
Then I'll just grab a lantern and.
Sure.
And I also have low light vision too, right? So.
Oh, right, but I mean, low light isn't dark vision, right? It's just that it allows you to see.
It's just once there's a light source, I can see a little bit better.
So you get over there, and you're all pretty fucking banged up at this point too.
Oh yeah.
You grab the door, boom, and put it open. There's like a ladder set into the wall that you can clamber down to get in there.
I'm gonna shine the light around first before we go descending.
Down, it's cooler. Like it's as soon as you open it up, you can feel that there's the cool air down there. You also can. There's a smell of mildew that comes up there too, stale, probably from years of casks that have been spilled and things like that.
Sure. Is there any blood on the ladder?
On the ladder itself, no. But why don't you give me a perception check, please? Let's see if you can what you pick up from looking down there. I'm picturing you're on your knees here, and Werner and Harry, you're sort of standing at the bar on the other side.
Is the road warden, he bleed out too?
He is. He wasn't bleeding, no, so he's just unconscious.
He's just unconscious.
I think he got a bleed on him too. Because remember we changed the die roll.
Right. No, his was the shattered shoulder though.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. He was stunned and prone and yeah, but he didn't have bleed. It was the kid who bleed 3.
Yikes. Okay, well, I'll do something with the road warden.
Oh, it's amazing.
Tie him to a chair.
I guess maybe your nose for I don't know. There's something that is just that is catching your eye in this, and I think it's the holy fervor of Sigmar that sort of you can feel your heart kind of like beating, beating so hard still. One thing first you notice is that there are spatterings of and a trail of blood stains on the floor.
Okay.
That actually are around the edge of the cellar entrance. You're sort of down on the ground and you can look. And now that you're so close to the floor behind the bar, that worn, almost shiny wood that you're kneeling on, you can see there's blood on there and fresh enough to be touched. There's a disgusting, mop that's been slopping around at the other end of the bar, the entrance here from the main room. But near here, you can see that clearly he was not able to get there in time, and there's blood that stains the floor still. But looking down, what you can also see. Let me see if I've got a map of the cellar here. Let me just show you what it looks like, because there's something else you can pick up that I'm not concerned about you seeing. Oh, it's stairs that lead down. So I'm going to assume that you've made your way partly down there.
Okay.
So again, you see there are the casks and of wine and kegs of beer that are set down here. Casks of other hard liquors or spirits. But the thing that catches your eye is the faint outline that you can see there, that trapdoor on the floor.
Okay.
There's another one. And it's clear that whoever was the craftsman who made that thing, they certainly wanted to keep it a secret.
So it's like a smuggler's hold or something, right?
You know what? Someone who didn't have the burning word of Sigmar, seared into their soul, they might think that. But you, with that perception roll, that there is a darker force at play here. This is not something that is trying to simply keep the, secrets from the law. This is something that is trying to hide from the eyes of all the gods of good.
Mm. Okay.
You kind of you can feel the fury is starting to take you. You're gripping your what do you call it? The handle of your flail so tightly that your knuckles are all white, and you can feel your calloused hands are beginning to work new blisters up. You're so sort of worked up by this.
Okay. Is there any oil storage down here?
Probably, maybe one cask.
Okay. Well, then I'll use the butt end of my flail to crack open the top of the cask.
Okay.
And
so if you guys, if Harry and Werner, you saw Gerhardt making his way down, were you following him into the cellar as well?
After I'm done tying up the road warden, I'll go and take a look down.
Sure.
Yeah, I won't go down, but I'll
stand on the top.
Yeah, okay. I'll look down and stay at the top of the sort of.
Okay, so Harry, you see Gerhardt kind of go over and he's checking the sides of these casks, and there's a small cask of oil there as well. And you break the top open. What are you doing, Gerhardt?
Okay.
What are you doing, Gerhardt?
Well, I think that there's something nefarious at work below this trapdoor, that we might need fire.
Okay.
So
you need me to come down?
Yeah, that would probably be great.
Hey, Werner, why don't you bolt the front door so that you don't have to fight anybody else if they have a friend outside?
Okay, I'll head over and do that.
And I'll go down to follow Gerhardt.
Okay, well, I give Dave the lantern.
Okay.
And then I sort of move the cask over beside the trapdoor and investigate the trapdoor to see which way is it clear which way the trapdoor opens?
Yeah, you think that it would open up. And actually looking around,
like towards the north side of the.
Sorry, you mean like where the lid? Yeah.
Where the hinges are.
Yeah, it probably goes up and back towards the left side here, or the west side. Okay.
So then what we're going to do is we're going to put the cask of oil. So it opens to the right, you mean, like to the left? Yeah. So we're going to put the cask of oil, right where Dave is standing.
Yep.
And then I'll lift up the the trap door. You just kick the cask down, Dave.
Okay.
And then if something looks like it's kind of come out, just drop the lantern in there.
As long as it's not like Maiden Fair and her children at the bottom.
Yeah. So you pull it back, and all of that happens exactly as you expected. You hear the cracking or the shattering of the wooden cask as it hits the ground. And you hear actually, let me check here.
I was like, I hear like.
Well, no, I'm just trying to decide how this things might play out. Okay, you hear kind of a "ha" from somewhere down there, and it sounds like with the area that is down there, it sounds like it's pretty big. Like there's an echo that goes down. This is not like a little nook. It feels like it's a fairly substantial room. That's
nothing is trying to escape out of the opening.
No, you guys are both standing over it. Yeah. Nothing seems to be coming up.
Okay. Can we use the lantern, aim the lantern down to get an idea of what's below us?
So you look down, and there is a stone floor beneath you that has oil now. There's a spreading pool of oil underneath it, glistening. And you're going to have to poke your head down if you want to get a better vantage.
Of course we are.
Werner, come poke your head down this hole.
I'm busy locking the doors as per your instructions.
I'm just teasing.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not even...
Well, I have no fear, so I set my mace or my flail to the side, and I sort of tilt my head down underneath.
Before you do that, I need you to make to do one more thing for me. Can you each give me a challenging cool test as you're looking at the floor? Something else I fucking forgot about.
Oh, so we don't see the pentagram?
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. Cool as cucumbers.
Okay, so what you see, both looking down, is that there's actually, it is a stone floor, but it has this like bizarre tile work, like tile mosaic structure to it. And it is, Harry, you find it just very, to look at it, the design seems unsettling, and to a degree, it's disorienting. So you're looking down at it, and it seems as if the floor itself seems to like like waver, and it's like like when you get up too quickly and there's that lightheaded feeling.
Yeah,
that comes over you. Gerhard, you have a very different experience with this.
Oh,
you can feel that. You look down at it and you know it for what it is. Having had that suspicion earlier, that incredible crit success on your perception, this is a holy place to the Lord of Changes, to Zeech.
Okay. So
you can feel this. It's not a feeling of nausea. It's like a pit of anger in your stomach. It's just a twisting, muscle cramp knot. But neither of you guys succumb to the power of the spirit.
Do we need more oil?
Couple more barrels? I don't know. Looks like
you
a big room.
Keep your head down.
Yep.
And let me just show you what you see. Oh, 1 sec here. I need to. There we go. There we go. So let me move you guys over. Oopsies, wrong thing. How about I move your tokens over? Oop, I need to move Hari. Oops. Oh, shit, fuck. The wheels are coming off here. I forgot to change tools back from the reveal, so I just revealed a whole bunch of the other map by accident. Boom. This is what you see, guys. I'll put you outside it so you can actually see. But I think all of your tokens have vision. So looking down, the place where you're looking down, Gerhard, is right about in the center there.
Okay.
And you look over to the right.
Right.
And there is an enormous, hideous statue that seems, it seems as if the sculptor had made like 3 different sculptures that all somehow seamlessly blended together into some horrific, twisted, beautiful, if you were a madman to some eyes, but you know that what this is a green stone statue in veneration to Zeech. This is a shrine to chaos. And you see secured around at each of those little junctures there, where there's a little point, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people secured, unconscious, as if they were. I mean, you've seen what holy rituals to Sigmar would be like. This is some unholy prayer to the Lord of Change, and you know that the dark gods only accept worship in blood.
Okay. So do they appear to be alive? Like, are they moving?
They appear to be alive, and over here there are they seem completely unconscious, like completely insensate. Right. There's no visible injuries or anything like that. They just seem completely unconscious. You can still see shallow breaths, though. In the other corner, there are 5 bodies. 4 of them are humans, and 1 of them is a halfling in a chef's smock. Would you give me a perception check, please?
Okay.
This is a contested roll here.
Both of us, or just Gerhard?
Just Gerhard.
Okay.
No. So other than that, there's no one else down here.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Harry, do you take a moment to? I'm assuming you sort of either tell Harry, or Harry takes a peek down there as well. Now that he knows it's safe, Harry, you see the same things too. Harry, you give me a perception check as well.
Hey, Werner, can you describe your friend, the owner?
Sure, I give a description of him.
Okay, that is one of the men who's tied up there.
I believe he's down here tied up amongst a bunch of other folks.
Alive or dead?
We'll have to go check.
Well, save him, man.
I'm going to go down. But I don't. Into the bowels of danger.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I don't have an option.
No, we have to go down and help those people.
That's right. So I didn't see anybody. I'm totally expecting there to be somebody down there.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Or some kind of trap, maybe.
When I jump down, I'm going to jump down facing the left side.
The left side, so like where the bodies are.
Correct.
Okay. Are you like trying to jump? So what I'm weighing is whether an athletics check is necessary here. If you're sort of like lowering yourself down and just dropping down, then
well, I have to lower myself down because there's oil on the floor too. Right?
That's exactly what I'm wondering. Yeah, so that's fine. So no athletics check. You get yourself down, and it's so slick, and the light from the lantern is Harry. I'm assuming Harry is still holding the lantern because with your low light vision, so long as he's got that out, you can see sort of all the detail you need.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to move out of the area of the oil as quickly as possible.
Sure, you do. Yeah. Where do you want to move?
I'm gonna sidestep. So I would expect that, like, the oil sort of created kind of an oval pattern in the middle. Yeah. I'll move to the like the north side. Just where my dude is right there. Yeah.
Okay. So you move over there. Okay, then give me another perception check at plus 10.
Okay.
Okay. So you will actually be able to act before this, so long as you do not falter in your check. So this, I actually do have a fairly easily accessible token for. I need to do more handouts in this. There's such a wealth of great Warhammer images online. I need to do more handouts for this campaign. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Yeah. This hooded figure with a face that looks like a skull, a human skull with scraps of flesh on it, comes running towards you from over here. However, I am going to let you make contested initiative checks to see who's going to go first.
Okay. I'm going to do a quick prayer to Sigmar to reinforce myself.
Okay. So have you spent any resolve?
Have I spent any resolve? No.
Did you spend resolve to resist that corruption?
Resilience.
Resilience. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So never mind. All right. So go ahead. I rolled 20. SL1.
Okay.
Okay, so all that means is he gets to attack first, and he's getting his advantage from his charge. So this thing comes racing in at you. He's got a vicious-looking dirk in his hand.
Which way is he coming from?
He's coming from around the side of over here. He was sort of lurking at the back of that. As soon as he heard the noise,
so is he going to discover the oil the hard way?
Well, he heard what happened is that he was sort of close. He was praying near that thing, and then that thing smashed down. And I made a cool check for him. And that's when he was the one who made the noise down here.
Right.
And then he went scampering around the back of the shrine, waited to hear what was going to happen, and then he failed his perception or his stealth check, which is why you're going to be able to try and get a thing. Okay, so here we go. I got a SL1.
Okay.
Actually, I got an SL0. All right. So he comes charging in. That prayer to Sigmar definitely helped. You got an advantage 1 now. Okay. So, Harry, I don't know. Describe for me sort of where you were picturing yourself. I'm trying to judge whether you would have seen this guy happen or whether you would have had to have heard the exchange first before you could know what's going on.
I was just hovering over the edge of the... but I'm holding on to the lantern and trying to look down, so...
Okay.
Might not be.
Yeah, you know what? You're sort of either crouch or kneeling. You hear sort of the sound of, the clash of Gerhardt and this thing coming together. And Gerhardt batters this thing to the side. I imagine that Gerhardt is not exactly a quiet combatant.
No.
So you know the sound of
every swing accompanies Sigmar.
Exactly. So he batters this thing aside. Yeah, I'll catch you. So you know that like shit's going down. So what do you want to do?
I know he's wounded, and so I'm going to push the lantern away from the edge.
Okay.
And lower myself down, hopefully not onto the oil.
So if you carefully lower yourself down, that'll be your action that'll be everything you do. You can just do a move by making a athletics check to jump down and then try and make an attack as well. So yeah,
I'll do the athletics check then. I'm a hero.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Fumbling failure.
You know what? You leap down and you try and sort of catch yourself, and I think you hit the fucking lantern, and you bring the lantern down with you.
Oh,
However, what I will let you do is give me a dodge check to get the fuck out of this oil before it catches.
Or can I try and catch the lantern so it doesn't hit the ground?
Yes. So that would be just an agility check then.
Because if the lantern doesn't smash, we don't go up in flames.
Dexterity or agility? I think dexterity is the one I want.
Oh, not agility?
Yeah, I'm just going to look at the description of the two. So agility is physical, athleticism.
Yeah, nimbleness is dexterity.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so a dexterity check or a dodge check. So dexterity check if you want to stop the lantern from hitting the oil. Dodge if you just want to get the fuck out of the way of the oil.
Okay, were the people that were tied up in the oil? Nope. Well, then I'm just going to get out of dodge.
Okay, go ahead and give me...
No, failure!
Oh, no! Oh, no! All right.
I got to be resilient. I must survive this. Can I use spending resilience to not fail?
You know what you could do is you can spend corruption.
Oh, I thought I read that you could auto succeed on something if you're resilient.
Resolve, isn't it? That's the one that doesn't regenerate. You have to get a pretty significant success to get resolve back. I will not fail. Rather than roll. Oh, whatever. That's. I think you could do that afterwards. You can even choose to do this on a failed test. So you could spend a point of resilience and automatically succeed here.
And you get to choose the number?
You choose the number instead of rolling. So, I mean, I'm assuming you would choose a success.
Yeah.
Well,
I will choose 10. I don't know why that would matter,
what
but
you could do is if you wanted, because you can choose the number and because you're using up a pretty significant resource, you could instead tell me that you rolled a critical success.
Right. So if I rolled like a 9,
you could, hit and grab the lantern as it falls.
Okay.
Yeah, like you could just pick that you rolled a 1, right? And then it gives you a success with 1 success level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I critically succeeded instead.
Mark your resilience down, and this is drawing on yourself, not like the winds of fate working in your favor. So yeah, you're prone and on the ground, but unfortunately, or fortunately, you see that thing tumbling, and you go whoa and grab it, and it's fine. Okay. Okay. Now, that was Gary's
one drip of sweat pours off his brow.
Yeah, really. Gerhard, your turn. What are you doing?
Is Dave providing a numerical advantage?
You know what I need? 1 second here. I need you to give me a cool check, please, at -10. Because of this thing's face. All right, hold on. I'm going to make sure I'm not penalizing you unnecessarily here. Because I can't remember if fear automatically gives you a penalty to your roll or whether it starts at a certain level. Let's see. Fear. Causes supernatural fear. Oh, fuck. Yeah, why would you bother duplicating the rules in the rules lookup section? That's madness. Fear. Okay, when subject to fear, you suffer -1 SL on all tests to affect the sources of your fear. Yeah, so you need an SL1 on an extended cool test. Actually, it's worth noting. So fear actually works pretty fucking cool in this because it becomes like this thing. There's actually a mechanic of you overcoming it. So it starts at a certain level, and then it's an extended cool test. So every time you make a cool test, you reduce the penalties you're taking to your actions against it. So it's you kind of like, that if it's something huge and massive and scary, like a dragon or a Balrog or something, you freak the fuck out at first. But as you start making successes, it's you getting your shit together and taking this thing down.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool mechanic. This thing is not as scary. So let's see, Gerhard. You've seen the horror of this thing's face now. See if you can take it down. See if you're.
I'm just gonna use a resilience to make sure I succeed the test.
Nice. So you grit your teeth, and you are quite. What is it? I guess it's once again. You know that this is Sigmar's will for you to take this thing down. Go ahead and I guess you're making an attack now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So since I have advantage on it.
Yep.
I could. Can I move out of combat to charge?
Yes. Oh, so
probably not, because I would have to use my
the momentum is not really there. I'm trying to think if there's another way of, because it's not like D&D where you need to have like the 10-inch straightforward thing.
I do have to be 4 yards away.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if there's another way. Can you think of a way of narratively, basically explaining why you'd be getting that combat advantage against him? If you can do that in this area,
it's the like. I mean, this is the embodiment of chaos, right? So, I mean, my berserkness will be there. I'm just not going to be able to, like, you know, I'm basically just sort of rolling my eyes back and just letting him have it, right? Like,
sure. You know what I'll say is in the last exchange you guys had, you pushed him a little bit back.
Okay.
And you did spend the resilience to resist that thing. So the added, you could have made a critical success on that. So rather than the charge, I'll give you the benefit of that, but it will just be the fury. You know what this face is. You know what's looking at you. It's the face of chaos. So you'll get an additional plus 10 against that.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and I rolled a SL -3. Wow. Okay. Wow. So 12 to the left leg. So you swing this thing around and you hoop. Oh, it's -4. You link into his left leg, and wow, it knocks him like almost out from under him. He staggers back a bit and isn't quite down, but that is a massive fucking hit. You think you can hear his like skulled face opens and a very human call of pain staggers him back. You get another point of advantage. Then it is his turn, Skullface's turn. So Skullface is going to try and get in on you. He whispers a prayer in some blasphemous tongue to the Lord of Change. You know the sound of magic. He fails. He gets a SL -4. Go ahead and make your defense. You fail by less, though. So that is a +1 advantage to you. Advantage 3 now. All right, Harry, what are you doing? So you got this lantern in your hand. You're lying prone. What do you want to do?
I will get up and set the lantern somewhere safe.
Okay. And
then charge into battle.
Okay. Go ahead. Now I'm gonna, just because like normally drawing a weapon doesn't take you an action, but I think like carefully placing the lantern and getting up in oil and whatnot, I'm going to give you a -10. Okay. But you get the +20 from having 2 of you attack.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a +10 net for you. Let's roll this guy's SL -3.
There's been a martyr.
+4.
Oh. And that left leg again. You guys
left leg again.
I saw what he was, him staggering back, and I'm picturing if he's facing Gerhardt, that left leg is probably the easiest thing to hit, right? And so you scramble to your feet and bam, hammer that leg. That's a crit. Go ahead and give me a percentile roll.
Good protagonist keeps track of his opponent's injuries.
Absolutely. Ooh. Stub toe. However, your hit is sufficient to take him down. He drops prone and is sort of like lying there. Let me think here. Your total damage is 11, though. You know what? No. He is unconscious. Yeah, he's absolutely unconscious.
Well, he's a dead thing, right? So how can dead things be unconscious?
Well, he's actually not.
Okay.
Bleeds like the living. It's some, and I think when you see it fall, you see that underneath that hood as it falls back, there's flesh up to the ridge of his face.
So is this a mask?
No, it's some fucking horrible mark of chaos.
He's peeled his skin back on his face.
Has been peeled away by the Lord of Change.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna smash him.
Bam! Smash him one more time. Down? He's not down until I say he's down. And even then, hit him again.
Oh, yeah. I let out like a cry to Sigmar, and I just keep smashing it.
So as you hit him, and you're still calling out to Sigmar, as in the silences, you begin to hear this kind of like, that's filling this area. And you're looking up, Harry, you can hear like the sound of him screaming out, hitting the ground. And there's something that's whispering, and you can't tell where it's coming from. But looking up at that statue, and fuck, like it nauseates. It turns your stomach to look too long at that thing. But looking at it, you know that's its source. And it's even
the statue.
You.
The statue. Destroy that. I'm getting these people out of here.
Well, I was going to say that might break the ritual too, right? If we like remove one of the people from the circle, because that's what he's going to draw, or whatever the statue is going to draw power from.
Yeah, I'm going to try and free one of those people.
Yeah,
I'm going to see if there's a skill.
Is
there like an occult skill or something like that, or arcana? Lore, is it? Yeah, okay, let's see here. Where's lore? Oh, yeah, no, it's languages. Lore. Yeah.
So, like, I have lore of Sigmar, so I'm guessing that there'd be like a lore of Zeech or lore of Chaos.
Yeah, why don't you do this? Give me a lore Sigmar at only at -10. No, just give me a flat lore Sigmar. I think that the teachings of Sigmar would be about, he's the, the hammer against chaos, so.
Nope. I didn't go to the class on Zeech.
No. So I'm trying to think how to interpret this. That's a pretty shitty fail. I think that you're swinging blindly at the air at this point. Because it's not so bad that you're going to do something that's going to disadvantage you guys, but you've misunderstood that, like, it's in the air. The whispers are in the air. The winds of magic surround us.
I still want to get anybody out of here, so I'm going to try and free someone who's bound, one of the 5 that are around the statue.
Yeah, so there's there's a person who seems to match Maritz's description that's tied up there.
Any children?
Or untie the most able-bodied-looking person first so they can help you.
So what you find is actually when you go up to them, they're completely insensate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no... for whatever reason, you can't get them to stir one way or the other. It's Maritz, his wife, 2 servants, and one of the coachmen.
Okay. The wife. Going through my hierarchy of who would I save first.
Okay,
children, so and then the woman.
Yeah, untie the woman, and you drag her over. There's probably
Werner. Is there a rope up there?
I can go look.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you check. Gerhardt, you still can hear this whispering in your ears.
Ignore it. Let's get these people out of here.
Yeah, I try to overwhelm it with my chanting to Sigmar.
Sure. I think that like you can still hear them, and it's like your entire body is goose flesh at this point. Like it's that uncomfortable, static electricity on your skin kind of feel. That's just the last place you want to be is here. Your ears are flush with anger.
So is this, like, from what we saw, I don't really want to spend any time examining it, but the statue you said was made of like jade or some sort of stone?
Some kind of green stone. You're not sure what it is. I mean, it's definitely not. What you can tell. I think that give me another Sigmar lower Sigmar check at +20.
Okay.
So see how how much of you were just like while people were giving you good. While you were getting your instructions, how much you were drawing giant flails in the margins.
That's right.
So what you know is that there is a substance that is the manifestation of the chaos of the warp, right? Something that by virtue of like touching,
warp dust or whatever.
Yeah, this does not seem to have that vibe to it.
Okay,
the whatever feeling, that that material, at least what you've read of it, is that it warps, like by virtue of being around, it warps your body, it twists and changes you to favor the shapes of chaos. Right. This is not that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just some kind of whatever, unnatural or whatever rare stone is precious to the mad followers of the Lord of Change. That's what this thing seems to be made of.
So since I don't have a bladed weapon to get them off the whatever they're tied to, I'm just going to move to there and swing my flail as hard as I can at the stone.
Skullface guy had a dirk on him.
Yeah, I'm going to try to smash the stone with my flail.
Okay. Are you trying to smash the stone, or are you trying to smash like the base of it, or the statue itself?
The statue itself.
Okay. So you look at this thing. Yeah. Swing, and one sec here. All right. Go ahead and... This is interesting. What are the rules for hitting a stationary thing? I was just sort of ad hocing them a moment ago.
I think you just apply an armor, like a toughness value to it.
Right, but the thing is that unless you are making a roll, it's just going to be the damage of your weapon, right?
Correct.
I'm wondering whether... Oh, okay, so there's not any... You just apply that...
I think you just pick a resistance to how resistant it is to the weapon. It's not like I can miss it with the flail, right?
No, and that's what I'm wondering. But if... I guess what I'm saying is that if there's no attack roll, that means it's only going to ever do that one static amount. And if it doesn't do enough, things might happen. Right. So we know he's hitting the thing. So it's really just a question of I mean,
only in this system does the success level affect the damage.
Yeah, and that's what. And this is actually the adventure we're playing is something for this edition.
Okay.
So let's see here. I'm trying to find rules for damaging items, because I'll bet you that would be what I'm wanting to know. So it's not in the I for those listening at home, I forgive me for spending time looking this up. This is just another one of those situations where once we look it up, we won't have to look it up again.
Well, after you make the first smack, Harry's going to say, "We have to get the people out first, man. Smash that thing all you want later."
Okay. Let's see here, because I'm wondering about... Let's see here.
Jabbery.
Yeah. I'm trying to find something to lower down, obviously.
Yeah, it's leaping and falling. So you know what I'm going to do is, because I guess I'll just have to look it up. I can't find it easily, and the glossary is there's not anything on objects or anything like that. I'm not finding it easily in the consumer's guide here. Spells, it wouldn't be in there.
Yeah, because the only thing I could think of is like knocking down doors or...
Yeah. Because, I mean, the... you know what? Maybe it's under the skill description under athletics. Because I'll tell you the reason why is what is your damage of your flail with your strength bonus?
I think it's 9 with the berserk.
9 with a berserk. Okay, so the thing is that's actually not enough to just flat out destroy this thing, and then something shitty happens. And rather than just tag you with that shitty result. That may be what's intended by the adventure, but rather than just tagging you with it, and if there is something where you are potentially able to, to have a random variable to bump that damage up. Do you have any fortune points left?
No.
Ugh. So it's not even that we can just rely on that. Okay.
So if I was going to hit it, and obviously I can't hit it hard enough to destroy it, and it's going to explode.
Yeah.
I'll spend a fate point to make the resolution successful.
Okay. Yes, and what will happen? So I got to figure. So what we'll do is between now and the next session, I'll look further in the rule book. If I can't find anything that says it, we'll just figure out what those rules are. Because I'll tell you why. Like the way the adventure is set up is and this is just for the sake of you guys, for your edification, for how the rules kind of play out. The statue has a toughness of 5 and has 5 wounds, which means you've got to do 10 points of damage in order to destroy it outright. If you don't destroy it outright, there's something bad that happens.
Right.
And I'm hard pressed. If your flail and your strength doesn't do enough to destroy this thing outright, then who possibly could have?
I mean, the only way would be, because you couldn't do it in one attack. Right?
No, and there'll be everyone timing at the same time to try and do that. And the only way you would know that is if you knew the rules. So it's a little fucked the way they've got it set up. But here's what's going to happen so you line up and you swing this thing, and Harry is maybe saying Werner is asking, what's going on? What's going on? And Harry's saying, come and help me. And all you're doing is focusing on this thing. And you can see that the 3 different heads that are make up of this impossible sculpture, all of them seem to be staring directly at you. Their weird shifting eyes focusing in, but still, you swing this thing up, and then you call out Sigmar's name again, and it seems as if your spinning flail becomes 2 things moving, reflecting or maybe just a trailing double tail behind it to reflect the holy symbol of the double-tailed comet that marked Sigmar's birth. Bam! And you hit this thing, and this statue the size of you shatters. And as it does, you can hear in your mind, no one else hears this except for you, Gerhardt. You hear the screaming of a daemon that is ripped from its claw or its hold in this world and sent screaming back into the warp. You get your fate point back.
Okay. Awesome.
As this thing hits the ground, Harry, this does seem very loud, and there's actually like a gust of wind that sort of blows out the lantern, even though it's protected by glass. The wick in it kind of wavers and casts weird light around. Gerhardt, your heart is pounding, and that seems to be filling your ears. But you know what's not filling your ears? Those defying whispers. The room is now silent. So you guys can take your time extracting the people out from here. And in the morning, the Moritz, his family, his servants, they awake. And as dawn approaches, a party of 4 road wardens arrive. And we're not going to role play through it, but I think with Moritz's assistance, with the bodies that you have, with the body of the imposter road warden, because the wardens will ensure or assure you that person was a a fraud. That long night of blood comes to an end. Next morning dawns with even at dawn, I think Gerhardt, maybe you're the only one who sees this. As this dawn seems to come up, it almost seems as if there's two trailing kind of tendrils coming out of the sun, as if your god is marking you are gracing you with a brief instant of favor, and then it's gone. But you know that moment will be burned forever in your memory, and will bolster you against your coming doom. And this means that you guys can hopefully backtrack, find your boat, and then effect whatever repairs you want, and carry on to Ubersreik, where employment awaits. And guys, that will bring us to the end of our session. So let's talk XP here. First off, 75 points for great role playing. Let's run the old tally here. Get the old calculator.
Do we recover?
Let's talk about recovery in. Okay. Ooh, so let's hear. You dealt with how many mutants? 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay. And you destroy the statue. Oh, that's each. Hold on. Some of the phrasing in these products is a little wonky.
Well, it's like when we were talking about the combat rule.
Oh yeah.
The way they chose to word it was just so obtuse.
Yeah. All right, guys. So after tonight's events, you gain 200 experience points.
Oh.
Yeah. So, as for healing, now no one took any critical hits, so there's not going to be any substantial, things. If you guys want to spend a day or two resting up Moritz and his family are obviously going to be extremely grateful to you. You certainly will have an opportunity to stay. We will assume that you will be starting with no wounds at our next session. And you will have time to spend XP. Do you remember how much XP you got last session?
I thought it was 75, but I couldn't find my notes.
So on my character sheet, I have that we have a total of 220. So I think we got 110 or 100. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the way it works.
Oh, did you spend your XP from last one?
Yeah, because you told us to spend it at the end of last session.
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah. No, don't feel you have to. You guys can always carry a balance of it. But if that's what the... Oh, hold on. So you got current is... I think it was 110 last session, right?
Right.
So it's 110. Then what you guys should have, unless you've spent some, your current would be 200. And the spent would be... If you spent none of your XP, your current will be 310. Okay. If you've... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Was that carry over from your...
Some of that was from our character creation.
Yeah, I think so. Character creation.
I had spent 95 prior. I had that on my sheet.
Yeah.
And I thought we, for some reason, that we had 75 last time at the end of the session. I'm going to try and find my notes.
Yours shows 310 as well, unless you just entered that.
I just entered that.
Okay. And what is...
Gotta find the right.
Yeah, Werner, I don't see any XP spent on yours. So I think, you know what? I trust that the 110 Greg you put down, I trust that's accurate. So let's just see, you've got 310 of unspent.
Current unspent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the difference between 35 points is not going to make a substantial difference in your things, and you guys achieved a pretty substantial thing here. So pretty cool. So guys, we are finished our first adventure. So let's go back to the what do you call it? To the hangout screen and get on with the outro. So exit the game. Stop sharing. Boom. All right. Oh, camera is back on. So, for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for session 2 of our ongoing campaign playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We're still, a little rocky with the rules, but we're, I think, learning every session. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. You can also reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, or you can shoot me an email at my email address, which is dungeonmusings gmail.com. In addition, you may notice that there is a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we're running on the channel. If you click through to that, you can learn all about the charity that benefits, the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It's a really terrific organization that benefits children living in high need circumstances, both in North America and elsewhere in the world. You can learn all about them, and you can learn about the different rewards that we have available for the Heroes Save Villages campaign. Obviously, it's not an obligatory thing. I'd ask that if you enjoy the content in the channel, if you enjoyed the session, that you consider clicking through and learning a little more about the Heroes Save Villages campaign. And last but not least, I want to thank my players. So guys, thanks for helping me wrap up this week in the old world. Thanks to Dave, Jeff, and Greg for tonight. This was a lot of fun, guys.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kev.
And for those listening at home, thanks again for watching. And we will see you again soon. Until then, happy gaming.